Well, I mean,
it wasn't U.S. Soccer Federation calling.
No, it definitely wasn't. No, you knew exactly what happened. But, it's one of those things where when it happened, a lot of people were saying, and I could never figure out why people said it was and then it wasn't, if that was just something new with the World Cup, if that happened in other, leagues or international competition where, because when he first got sent off for the red card, everyone was saying bad call, shouldn't have been a red. They'll be able to appeal that. Mm-hmm. And then after the match, it was there's no appeal, and so then we get this. So I'm glad he's playing, but it definitely makes it a little weirder tonight. And it feels like now everybody around the world will be rooting against the United States against Belgium tonight.
And the TV audience tonight, 35 million. Over 100 million United States viewers have watched some part of the World Cup so far.
Yeah, it's been good soccer, and all these games have been super entertaining. And so I hope people are watching more than just the United States, because these games have been fantastic. Both matches yesterday were great. Really, I mean, I'd have to go back and look. I would say out of all of the knockout games, there's been maybe 3 or 4 duds, and outside of that, all of the other matches have been just sensational. So hopefully that continues with this game. This one, the first half's been great. Hopefully that continues tonight with the U.S. as well.
In the good games, that last 12 minutes, that's something. Yeah. I mean, it'll do it for you.
No, it definitely does. It definitely does.
And that atmosphere in Mexico City. All right, I got to put it in college football terms. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was full Saturday night at Baton Rouge, but I thought it was a really good Saturday night at peak Coach Nick Saban Field, Bryant-Denny Stadium, or Between the Hedges in Athens. That's what it looked and felt like to me. I don't think it was quite LSU, but it was up there with really good Saturday night in the SEC.
I might have to disagree with you on that one. I might have to put it up there with LSU.
You think it was?
You saw the security out there? There's a reason there's that many security guards there. It wasn't because they were just watching the game.
Well, that's very LSU.
And they were I mean, every time England scored, they were throwing drinks and stuff. I mean, I don't know if you were.
That's full LSU. It might have been.
I don't know if you heard them, because I kind of heard them and I missed it when they first said it, because they all have the British accents, and so sometimes it's hard to exactly hear what they say every single sentence. But the commentators were talking about how there's a guy standing behind them with an umbrella blocking the commentators from getting drinks thrown on them as they're doing the game and it getting all over the equipment. There were guards with shields up to protect the players from drinks and stuff like that being thrown in. I mean,
okay,
I don't know. That was the first
full Tiger
time
Stadium.
The Mexico national team, I think this is right, it's the first time the Mexico national team has lost in that stadium
since 2013.
Yeah. I would say that's up there with LSU.
Yeah, that would be up there. In 20, Ole Miss beats Bama in 2014, and then beats them at BDS in 2015, and had the big lead, and Bama started chipping away, and you could feel it coming back. And when they hit Dixieland Delight, and I don't think it was between the third and fourth quarter, I think it was about 12 minutes to play. In my ear, Richard said, "The ground's moving." Yeah. I said, "This stadium's moving. Here they come," and we're able to to hang on. I mean, barely hang on, but that's what it looked and felt like last night in Mexico City. Now, I would hear the announcers sometimes call it Azteca Stadium and not go with the more bland Mexico City Stadium.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why was that allowed? Because it's not corporate.
Probably. I don't know. Like I said, I can't keep up with
Arrowhead is corporate now, but I don't think many people use
No. Yeah, so I don't know if they are able to use that or if they're just calling it that, because who cares? I would expect Fox certainly would care and FIFA would care what Fox is doing. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
That was something to watch last night.
That was fun. It was a really fun game. The game
tonight
was
will
really
be
good as well. Yeah, tonight's going to be hopefully a really
come
fun
on 12th
game.
Man, do your thing.
It needs to be raucous.
Well, they're really kind of the 13th man after the president weighed in.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it's the big guns are certainly the 12th man now after the call that was sent in. So no, that'll be a lot of fun.
Hey, Johnny.
Later tonight, and we'll see if the United States can keep on dancing or if it'll come short, because right now we're in the round of 16 now, But the United States, the only host country
That's it.
still left standing. We'll see if they go out in the same round as both Canada and Mexico, or if they advance and live on. So should be a lot of fun tonight. Grizzlies making some headlines earlier today as they have put out an offer sheet for another big man, bringing in more bigs. This one from Golden State, Quentin Post, who has been good for, I think pretty good for Golden State over the last couple of years. But now I believe until tomorrow, I think tomorrow is the deadline for the Warriors to match that offer that the Grizzlies have made, a 3-year, $30 million offer sheet from the Grizzlies. And yeah, here's the tweet from Shams Charania. Golden State Warriors have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday to match the offer. So that is tomorrow night. Now, I have seen some reports that I think it might have been DeMichael Cole who will join us later this afternoon. I think it might have been DeMichael Cole that tweeted out that he has been told that Golden State is not expected to match that offer. So looks like, unless something changes, that Quentin Post will be a Grizzly.
Is this insurance for Edie?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think, part of it is just bringing in another big in case something happens with Edie. I think another one is just, you're kind of loading up on guys because, Isaiah Stewart, what is his exact size listed, that he's listed at 6'8", 250. So, we know he's the big body, but not as big in terms of height. I think this just gives you another kind of big man down there. You can play Isaiah Stewart, at the 4, at the 5. This is a guy, he's going to be your backup 5. He's going to come in. He's going to kind of match that size. And I think can give you stuff on the defensive end and certainly can help with the Grizzlies. I think it's just try him out. It's been reported that only the first year is guaranteed on this offer sheet from the Grizzlies. So you bring him in for a year. If he works out, then maybe you've got something. If he doesn't, then hey, you move on after this season. And it feels like we talk about this all the time. It feels like this is what the Grizzlies are doing for this season. It is a lot of guys just, hey, come in, we'll try you out, we'll see what you got. If we feel like you're worth it, maybe we'll keep you around. If not, we'll move on. No issues. This is a guy averaged about 8-4 last year. So
and missed some time injured last year, right?
Yeah, let's see. How many games did he play last season? 67 games last season. 67. Last year started 35 of them, averaged a little more than 17 minutes a game. So, I like this, decision to go out there and take a stab at it and, see what the Warriors can do. Warriors kind of in a tough spot right now because obviously they're trying to land LeBron James. So makes it kind of hard to go out there and match this offer for Quentin Post if you're trying to land LeBron James. So that's probably a big reason why they're not going to match that offer. But we'll see. Obviously, again, tomorrow night at 11:59, the deadline for Golden State to match that offer. But we've got a busy show today. We'll talk a lot more about the Grizzlies, but let me set up today's show before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30, we'll talk Grizzlies. We'll talk about this move with Quentin Post. We'll also talk about Summer League as the Grizzlies played their first Summer League game on Saturday. Play their second one later tonight against the Jazz. 3:45, we'll talk some college football as now that we are officially, it feels like, even though we were here for the first couple days of July, after the 4th is really the start of July. And here, just next week, we will have media days getting started, and that will carry us into August. So we'll talk a lot of college football at 3:45. 4 o'clock, David Cobb from CBS Sports. He'll join us to talk college football and college basketball. Plenty to get to with David on both college football and college basketball. 4:30, talk some baseball. Had one day game this afternoon between the Phillies and the Royals. A handful of games later tonight as well. We'll also talk about what happened over the weekend around Major League Baseball. 4:45, big number of the day. 5 o'clock, DeMichael Cole, the Grizzlies beat writer over at the Commercial Appeal. He'll join us. He wasn't able to join us last Monday. If you recall, that was the day Ja Morant was traded from the Grizzlies, so he was very, very busy. So a ton to discuss with DeMichael Cole. We'll do that at 5 o'clock. 5:30, talk about what's trending, and at 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Mo's Crunch Time. Let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Summer is here, and it's time to get those backyards ready for the ultimate pool party. Above ground pools starting at $39.99, installed with in-ground pools starting at $49,999. All in-stock patio furniture is priced to move with 5-piece patio furniture sets starting at just $999. Outdoor sectionals starting at $12.99 with free umbrella and base available with select patio furniture sets. While you're out there, don't forget about the hot tubs and the swim spas. Hot tubs starting at $34.99 with swim spas starting at $16,999. Special financing is available, and if you head out there and mention this ad, get $200 off any pool or spa purchase. So head out there to Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40.
We have Jared, we have Landon, we have Bryant, we have Brett. We want you with us, and we're Sports Time, but we want you to join us at 901-360-8255 at the Sissy's Log Cabin Talk and Text Line. We're live and local and with you until 6 o'clock, always from our Family Leisure studios. And this hour every day, this hour is brought to you every day by the great people at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2026 models and always special leasing options. Driving luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. You can call them at 901-334-9673, but they invite you to stop by the only Lexus dealership in Memphis, and that's at 2600 Ridgeway, and that's where you can put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2026 flagship LS500, and you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and they make for the luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it is the FIFA World Cup and Team USA playing later tonight against Belgium, the round of 16. And a lot of people before this started, before they first saw that first game for the United States thought, okay, maybe you make it out of the group, maybe you win that round of 32 game, but that feels like as far as this USA team will go. But then we saw them in group play, and a lot of people got more and more confident about this team, and a lot of people going into the bracket and seeing how it all fell out said, okay, you can win that round of 32 game. Decent shot in the round of 16 against Belgium, and then you would probably need one of your best games to go out there and beat either Portugal or Spain, who we're watching right now in here as still 0-0 in the 58th minute. But a lot of people thought they have a good chance to win that game against Belgium. Now, a lot of that changed after the red card to Flo Balogun in that round of 32 game. But yesterday, the breaking news that came out that he will be available for Team USA later tonight, as some calls were made and FIFA saying, well, you did serve a lot of time in that game for that red card. We won't make you sit in this round of 16 games. So he'll be out there. He's been fantastic for Team USA all throughout the World Cup. We'll see if he can bring the heroics tonight against Belgium, but we'll see who else steps up for this USA team. We know in that final game, a game that was not a must-win at all, that you saw some promise from a guy like Captain America, who has been fine so far throughout this tournament, but can he step up and be a big-time player later tonight for Team USA? Because I think they're going to need a guy like Captain America, Christian Pulisic, to step up, because Flo Balogun, he's going to have all the eyes on him as that goal scorer coming back. The commentary will have all the eyes on him. The fans will have all the eyes on him. Can a guy like Christian Pulisic, who was injured, banged up earlier in the group stage, feels like this would be a big game for him to come out and really shine for the U.S.
There's a big opportunity for that tonight. That's my top story as well. Can you believe it? Monday Night Football at the home of the Super Bowl champions, the Seahawks. They won Super Bowl 61, and now Lumen Field, Seattle Stadium. Mm-hmm. Is it field or stadium?
Stadium.
Seattle Stadium. That's the NFL home of the 12th man. It's transformed tonight into Seattle Stadium for football, World Cup style, USA versus the Waffles, with the biggest soccer sports moment ever.
I would say so.
For soccer?
I would say so.
And it took the President of the United States in maybe the biggest presidential decision from the Oval Office in American sport since about 1905 when Teddy Roosevelt called in all the poobahs from college football and said, clean it up. We got too many people dying on the field. He made that call. But here's what it really sums up. You know why he did it?
Why's that?
And it's a very SEC move, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because it just means more.
Well, that is true. It does mean more. So I've looked into this Azteca Stadium and why the commentators were referring to it as that. It looks like, according to this Yahoo Sports story, that it is now called Mexico City Stadium for the World Cup, but Azteca Stadium was renamed Estadio Banorte for sponsorship reasons in 2025. So it's no longer Azteca, I guess. And so because it has the new corporate sponsorship name, free reign for the commentators to call it Azteca. So kind of like a Heinz Field type of situation. I don't think anybody's happy about the new change, but by golly, I guess because of it, you can call it Azteca, because yes,
like
they were
the Liberty Bowl.
Any of them. You know, I didn't want to go too close to home on that one, Brett. But yes, I think Azteca is fine to go for those commentators.
Not top story of the day.
Well, my not top story of the day, it is the Memphis Grizzlies and what they did over the weekend and into today is the big news earlier this morning. Restricted free agent Quentin Post is signing a 3-year, $30 million contract offer sheet with the Memphis Grizzlies, sources tell ESPN. This comes from Shams Charania. The Golden State Warriors have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday to match the offer. And this one, I think, surprised a lot of people because with the amount of players that are already on the Grizzlies roster, a lot of people thought that any moves we saw with free agency would be losing guys, trading guys to make space, but instead they go out and get another center. I think it's a smart move. We've now learned over the last couple of hours that only the first year of that 3-year, $30 million deal is guaranteed. So I think a really smart move by the Grizzlies to go out, take a swing on a guy that has gotten better over the last couple of seasons in the NBA. If he turns into something, if you get good minutes from him, great. You keep him around and see what he can do for you. If not, then hey, only 1 year guaranteed. You move on after that. But we know what these last couple of years have been like for Zach Edey. It feels like you need that insurance at the center position. So I love the move to go out and get another guy. The other Grizzlies news was the first Summer League game where it was all Grizzlies 111-74 against Oklahoma City. Cam Boozer looked really good out there in his first game in a Grizzlies uniform. 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He was super active early in the game, but we know the Summer League roster includes a ton of guys that are on the official roster for the Grizzlies. Thought Taylor Hendricks looked really, really good. Cedric Howard had some really nice moments out there. And a lot of other guys, Javon Small, Jemai Mashak, all I thought played really, really well in the first Summer League game. They'll go again tonight, 8 o'clock against the Jazz. And for the Jazz, Darren Peterson, he looked really good in his first Summer League game. So hopefully we see Darren Peterson and Cam Boozer against each other later tonight. That'd be number 2 versus number 3 tonight on ESPN.
That's my not top story as well. And in that, I loved your use of, you said move on, and everybody starting to, and coming up in about 4 minutes. It's been a week since it was official. The Grizzlies are moving on from Ja Morant. We've known it for a long time, but everybody that watched on Saturday afternoon, I never would have believed in the middle of July on a Saturday afternoon I'm watching anything Summer League, and I'm watching with interest, and everyone was okay with what they saw with Cameron Indoor Boozer. He looked great, like we knew he would. Everybody knew he would. We all know he's going to be good, and he's going to be a big piece for this fresh restart, this moving on, this reboot that the Grizzlies are now in. And the Grizzlies are in better shape now than they were a week ago, and they're in better shape now than they were a year ago when they had only moved on from 1. Now they've moved on from all 3 of the medium-sized 3. They're all gone, and for me, forgotten. It is time to move on.
Yeah, and like you said, it was a good introduction for Cam Boozer in a Grizzlies uniform. That'll do it for top and not top story of the day. Let's get to our first break, and when we return, we're talking some more Grizzlies. We do that next on Sports Time.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors, and I may be Mr. Three-Putt and known as the worst golfer in town, but I do sell some houses for people. There are 7 keys to selling your home quickly for a really good price. First, call or email me to find out about my highly successful strategic marketing program that can help you sell your home quickly at a good price. I guide people what to do and what not to do to prepare to beat your competition. I mentioned 7 keys. Well, if you call me first, you don't need the other 6. Find out why people often say that when you want the job done, call Sheldon. I may be the horrible golfer that people talk about, but I don't fool around when it involves your biggest investment. I'm here to provide answers and good advice to help you. You can reach me at 483-0546 or email me at shellrose@memphisrelocate.com. That's right, relocate is in my name. That's shellrose@memphisrelocate.com or 483-0546.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Listen up, Rebel fans. Your next winning drive starts at Landers Ford in Collierville. Their game plan is simple. Find you the most savings possible. Make a trade, lower your payments, or let them buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from them. That's how you keep moving the chains. Just like the Grove on game day. Fans all across the Mid-South keep coming back to the #1 Ford dealership in Greater Memphis. See them today in Collierville or online at LandersFordMemphis.com. When you own a Landers Ford, you get the support of a certified service tech with the Landers Ford Remote Service Experience Program. They pick it up, drop it off, or fix it on the spot, so you're never left watching from the sidelines. To finish the drive, the iconic Landers Easy Pass always brings more for your trade and the biggest discounts to put you in victory formation. And now, straight from the 1977 Ole Miss football team that took down #1 ranked Notre Dame, the final snap of the day from Landers Ford President Don Kitchens.
If it doesn't say Landers, you've paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2024 total new vehicle retail sales report in Memphis market.
Sports 56 traffic.
Town area as we check it out live. 240 south here at South Parkway. The further south you go of Memphis, there's been quite a bit of radar scattered down through there earlier on 55 through certain parts of DeSoto County. As it builds now, 240 getting on to 385 Billmores Parkway. It's actually cranking up pretty good, headed out towards the Collierville area. Bridal season is here. Shop local today at Weimer's Jewelry, conveniently located 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you, and we got to talk some Grizzlies. We'll talk a ton of Grizzlies at 5 o'clock. DeMichael Cole going to join us, but it's been a busy last couple of days for the Grizzlies. But the big news today, Quentin Post has signed an offer sheet with the Grizzlies. The Warriors have until tomorrow night to match the Grizzlies' 3-year, $30 million offer, but according to reports, it does not look like they will match it. So sounds like Quentin Post will be a Memphis Grizzly this year.
I like, why wouldn't they match? Why wouldn't they want him back?
Because of LeBron. I mean, everyone's kind of, certainly they are waiting on LeBron to make a move. And if it's, hey, we'll give Quentin Post a 3-year, $30 million contract, or we'll give LeBron whatever he asks for,
say no more.
I think it's a pretty easy answer. So
you think the ticket office would be for that?
Yes, the ticket office would absolutely be
sweet
for that,
sales, signage, everybody.
No, I think everyone would be
say no more
in on that. So it makes sense for both sides. I think and obviously for the Grizzlies, I think there was some calls for pause when people saw 3-year, $30 million of a backup center. But, when you kind of break it down.
Well, we just saw what Jock Landale got.
Sure. But, I think, not only like what you were saying in the last, you have Isaiah Stewart, you have Zach Edey. I mean, it feels like if you were just going to the season, you'd be fine at the center position. But when you kind of break it down and see only the first year guaranteed, I think it makes a lot more sense.
I like a running mate for Edey and an insurance plan, but he is the big piece of the future. Zach Edey is.
Yeah. He definitely is. And so, I think that's what makes this deal really, really beneficial for the Grizzlies. Kind of try him out, see what you got.
Mm-hmm.
If it's nothing, you can move on and no harm, no foul. So, he got a lot better throughout the season last year for Golden State. I mentioned started about 35 games for them. So this is a guy that has starting experience and I think can give you what you need off the bench. About 7.5 points, 4 rebounds per game. You can definitely work with that as a backup center.
It's been quite the summer for me. I know I've watched more World Cup than I've ever watched, and I attended. And I think just Saturday was the most Summer League I've ever watched.
How much did you watch?
45 minutes.
Oh, you just watched the Grizzlies game?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you watched every single game of Summer League that day. I was gonna go, wow, I didn't expect that from you.
And bits and pieces of others.
You're not a big Summer League guy though.
No, I'm not.
So what'd you think?
It's the basketball is better than college basketball.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're pros. They are. They're really good. That's why they're on these rosters. They're really good.
I was surprised by it. It's better than the upper reaches. It's better than the best.
Oh yeah, no, it's really good. It's really good.
And Boozer looked like he did all of college and looked fine.
Yeah,
and comfortable.
He was really good.
Is up in my top story or not top story? We got a big piece in him.
Yeah, no, he looked really good, really comfortable. Did a lot of things really, really well. I think
I've seen enough.
Yeah, no, I hope he plays more in Summer League, but I wouldn't be mad if they shut him down.
You think he needs to play?
No, but I do like the idea of him building more of a relationship with some of these guys. And we talked about it. A lot of these guys are going to be on the main roster, and so if you put him and Cedric Coward and some of these other guys that are out there, Taylor Hendricks, put a couple of those guys out there and let them build that relationship. I think that only helps them. So I wouldn't mind. I'm sure. The league is probably saying, hey, we'd really love it if you would play him against Chicago in the first game of Vegas Summer League, because they're kind of promoting that as 1-2 the night before, 3-4 on Friday. So you definitely would expect him to see him there, but I think we see him a couple more games, and that's probably it. And they know what they have in them, and that's kind of the same with several guys on this roster. I don't know how much more we see of Cedric Coward. You know what you got in him, and I don't really know what more you need to see out there other than, hey, just run around and play basketball.
What is there a years in the league limit that you can't play in it?
I don't know what the rules are for Summer League on when you can. Cam Reddish, who's been out of the league, he's playing for Orlando. That's a guy that was drafted, I think, in 2018. So I don't know exactly what the rules of who can and can't play Summer League.
Isn't the Summer League? I think it's up to the staffs.
But
what you call it? And isn't it up to the staffs?
Like, what if they want to play them or not?
Like, yeah, if the coaching staff and the front office want them to play.
Is there a limit of like, you've been in the league for 5 years, you can't play Summer League anymore?
I'm thinking of Jalen Willis.
Sure, yeah. I don't know. I used to think there was, but I don't know anymore. So I have no idea. I
like what I saw. I liked what I saw competition wise.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. It was better than some minor league baseball.
Yeah, no, I mean, we talked about it last year with the Grizzlies at the end of the season, and it's even bigger here with Summer League. I mean, a lot of these guys are trying to prove they can make it in the league, that they can either be on an NBA roster or on a G League roster, and so they're going to play hard and they're going to be physical. I know. I don't know if it was the Grizzlies game or if it might have been another game I was watching over the weekend, but they were kind of talking about the physicality and how physical it is compared to, Summer League 4 or 5 years ago when it was just kind of guys going out there and taking shots and trying to prove they could be a shooter. Now it's a lot more physical. So, yeah, I thought the basketball was really good, and I thought the Grizzlies as a whole looked really good. I turned it off probably midway through the third quarter because they were up by 30, and it kind of got to the point where everybody was just running up and down the court and just taking shots. So I think there gets to a point where it's not good basketball anymore, but for the most part, it was really fun.
I almost, to be a wise guy, almost texted you and Rob Fisher win of the year.
Yeah, well, that would have been
Summer League is never win of the year.
I mean, after the way last
not even
year
joking.
happened, it might be up there.
Yeah.
The way that played out, but no, it was good to see, and I thought everyone kind of
we got hope again. We got a little more spring in our step again, and we're starting the process.
Yeah, no, they definitely are, and I thought all the guys, again, we talk about all these guys that will be on the regular roster, or at least will be looked to during the season on the roster. I thought they all played really well and did exactly what you wanted them to do. I really did not see any negatives from that Summer League game for the Grizzlies. So I thought really, really good stuff, and we'll see who plays tonight against the Jazz. Both Cedric Howard and Darren Peterson played in the first game, so I don't know if they'll look to sit those guys or if they'll be good to go. But that game on ESPN tonight, Darren Peterson looked really good in the Jazz's first game of Summer League. So I think it would be really cool if we saw Cedric Howard and Darren Peterson against each other tonight.
Best wishes to everybody on the ratings front tonight everywhere in sports.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Nobody looking at those ratings because it is going to be pummeled.
Come on, bosses. Don't be too rough on somebody. You only drew such and such.
Yeah, and I don't know how many people are looking at Summer League ratings to begin with.
I want to look back and find the TV rating for the gold medal game for the hockey.
Yeah.
And that was on a Friday night, wasn't it?
No, the gold medal match was on a Sunday morning at
was it?
8 o'clock or something like that, or 7 o'clock.
Well,
it was super early in the day.
But wouldn't you think tonight is a pretty big stay at home after a lot of people have traveled and and lake and vacations and back home and appointment TV tonight? Got a great draw.
Yeah, I mean, any Monday night, I would say, is probably everybody in type of night, but certainly a Monday night after 4th of July weekend.
No way Fox runs the old ABC Monday Night Football Open, is it? No, they can't do that.
There's no way.
FIFA would have a stroke over that.
It would be really, really rough if they tried to do that. But no, it's going to be all Team USA tonight. So I don't know if
we got the stoppage time at halftime, don't we, in soccer?
What do you mean?
They break at halftime, don't they?
Yeah.
And the water breaks. So you can turn it on the Grizzlies.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You definitely can.
Or you can have a second screen up and keep it on. Or how about this? Just record it. If you really want to watch it, record it and watch it later. Nothing's going to change.
Have you bet any Summer League? Can you bet Summer League?
I bet on Summer League, Brett. I bet on the Grizzlies the other day. I mean, look at their roster.
Easy, dog.
They've got like 10 guys that are going to be on the regular roster.
Yeah,
I mean,
we went through it Friday.
Definitely going to bet on the Grizzlies. I don't know what the line is. Let's see what the line is tonight for the Grizzlies.
Would that be a 10,000 star lock of the year? If you don't win it, your next bet's free?
Yeah, I'd say, because I think the Grizzlies were like a 5.5 point favorite against OKC.
What about you tonight in the soccer? Confident. You got anything?
I have a guy that I take soccer bets from, so he puts them out about 30 minutes before the game starts. So I don't know yet.
You got a soccer guy?
I do. I found him on. I don't know where I found him, but he's on Twitter. So he puts out his plays free on Twitter, and I just
three-way USA plus 155, draw plus 240, Belgium plus 175.
Interesting. Yeah, I would love to know. I didn't look enough before because up until it happened yesterday, I didn't know Flo was going to play. I would love to know how the odds changed when he got the clearance that he's able to play tonight. I'm sure they went in the United States' favor.
Brussels, Belgium is the home of the European Union.
Is that right?
That's the capital.
Interesting.
Of the EU.
Interesting. I would have never known that.
They're all mad at us.
I'm sure they are. I know the coach
EU stays mad at us.
Is super hot about the decision.
They take that check though. They won't get too mad.
No, they definitely won't. Grizzlies again 5.5 point favorite tonight against the Utah Jazz. So if you want to put some money on that. I don't know who's
got
playing.
Any feelings?
No, I don't know who's playing, so I'm not gonna give out any.
You knew Saturday we played.
Oh yeah, you knew everybody was playing on Saturday. First game. I mean, come on. Except we didn't see Kareem Lopez. He was out with injury and Walter
late
played.
scratch.
Yeah, I don't. Said it was.
I was looking forward to
a
Lopez.
Pre-draft injury that I don't think really anybody knew about before we got the news on Saturday. Except I think you had an inkling on it. You asked on Friday if he was playing.
I asked just because, oh no, I don't want to go through this again.
Yeah. But did you because I don't think anybody knew that he was injured.
No, I knew nothing.
Maybe, I thought you when I saw that he was out, I was like, maybe Brett knew something because I certainly hadn't seen.
I was just scared of lingering stuff.
Interesting. So he was out. He won't play, and neither he or Walter Clayton will play.
Don't give me any credit on injury insider news on Summer League. I cannot take it.
Is Saunders going to play? Are we going to see Saunders play?
He's still out with that ACL, so he probably won't be. I don't even know if he'll be ready for the start of the regular season. That ACL was about midway through the season last year for BYU. So.
Well, people talking about a redshirt year for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, can we get Connect for Saunders?
No, thank you.
Golly, I thought Dalton Connect was going to be all that.
I think the trade messed with his head a lot.
the should have been trade.
Right.
I think the competition messed with it more than anything else, Jerry.
What it is.
He doesn't resemble the player at Tennessee.
No. I guess it's probably because of who he went to. He probably would have been cultivated to be a better role
he's
shooter.
on his way to being Jimmer Fredette.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. Maybe I guess he's not playing summer league either. So he's
not.
He's not with the Lakers. I would have, but that's probably because they're probably trying to move him this off season. If I were to guess,
I think the Heat. Hear me out. I think the Heat should pick him up and have him like a 2013 Mike Miller.
I wouldn't mind that.
Just come in and shoot the ball.
I think somebody gives him a shot.
But you got to make it.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with him. The rest of the offseason begin tonight, 8:00. Grizzlies and Jazz. Bunch of summer league games later tonight. We know which one we all will have our eyes on. But let's go ahead, get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk some college football.
Did you miss your favorite Sports 56 show? No! Check out the podcast, broken down hourly at sports56whbq.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like and subscribe. Never miss any Sports 56 show again with our podcasts available daily from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Old Dominick Distillery is pouring Memphis pride into every cocktail. From the winning atmosphere at its downtown Memphis distillery to award-winning craft spirits, Old Dominick is pure Memphis spirit through and through. Swing by the distillery bar for a pregame cocktail or celebrate your wins with a guided tour and tasting. Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg. But the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Back in Sports Time, Bryant and Brett with you, and we got to talk some college football. Mentioned it earlier, but we're in July now. It feels like we're officially in July once July 4th is behind us, and that means Media Days right around the corner. Starting next week, they'll carry us into
Starting
August.
tomorrow, Big 12.
Really? Oh, Big 12. I thought Big 12 was next week.
Big 12 starts.
See, here's the thing. The problem with me thinking that July starts after July 4th.
You push everything back a week.
Exactly. Is that when I see the 7th, 8th, 9th, I think next week. I don't think this week.
We weren't even off, and I woke up this morning a little confused that today was Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not ready for
all the festivities over the weekend.
I'm not ready for Media Days just quite yet. I thought they were starting next week.
No, they're at the start.
This is way too soon.
Right now, 2 days for the Big 12. And we were talking during the break, except for Texas Tech, and they're maybe the outlier of college football, of the whole sport.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it feel like the rest of the Big 12, everybody's fishing off the same dock, pretty equitable?
Feels like that, yeah. It feels like, a lot of these teams feel like the same team
they
year
do.
in, year out.
And I give it to your Mark for going first, because he is a great PR type. And he wanted to be first, and it starts tomorrow, 2 days at the start, very early, but you get the first stories.
Yeah, no, you do. And so, yeah, it'll be fun to see a lot new at Big 12 Media Days. We know what the big story will be. Texas Tech will get a lot of questions, I'm sure, about Brendan Sorsby and everything that has been this offseason. But hopefully we can get those questions out of the way and kind of get to football. I think the fact that the decision has been made, there's no, we're waiting on this, we're waiting on that. I think that he is no longer with the program. I think that makes everything a lot easier. I mean, imagine.
Cleaner.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if he was still on the roster. And
that's all we talk about.
Exactly.
That's all they would talk about.
Hopefully those, it's a couple questions, get it out of the way, and then we can kind of focus on the future.
Let's talk
with
football.
them and with the entire Big 12.
And that's what Joey McGuire will probably have to say, the head coach of Texas Tech. A lot of changes for these coaches in the Big 12. I mean, when you see the end of the Mike Gundy era at Oklahoma State, now that's one, if they start winning and they're pumping oil as we speak in Oklahoma, they'll get back in the money game. They'll try to match Cody Campbell. What's the name of his company? I think the name of his company is like Double Eagle Oil.
Let's see.
Which, I mean, that's golf related.
Yeah.
I think that's the name of his company. But this league's got out with Matt Campbell at Iowa State. He's at Michigan. He's Matt Campbell is at Penn State. At Michigan, Kyle Whittingham. So he's out at Utah. I wonder who I guess Leipold at Kansas would about be the senior coach.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of new.
Still
and,
got Coach Prime.
That's right, and oh man,
with good health.
Yeah,
glad of that.
This feels like kind of the most low key offseason for Colorado and for Deion.
Probably needed.
Probably, but I don't know if that's ever needed for him.
Make it take it year for Dave Aranda at Baylor, and he's got DJ Lagway.
He definitely does.
But the most interesting quarterback.
Is Lagway going to be there tomorrow before we move off?
He is going to be there. He is. And I was telling you in the break, some teams are bringing as few as 2 players some bringing 3, some bring 6.
It's weird.
To media days, which I don't know that I want more players at SEC. I'd like to have more of them.
Sure.
I don't know if I need more players, but maybe if you could get more exposure that way, I'd take more. But TCU, they lose their quarterback to Indiana.
That's right.
But he's got a big job to take over for a Heisman Trophy winner. And for people that complain about how college football is done, 2 years removed from going 3-9, Indiana's national champion.
That is true. That is true.
So how bad is that system?
Yeah.
A system that one of the more hopeless teams, a place where the all-time winningest coach at IU football, Bill Mowry, still with a losing record.
Yep.
But Indiana, they get the TCU quarterback. Who does TCU replace him with? The quarterback from Harvard.
Oh, that's right.
Jaden Craig.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a really good player.
He is.
That will be, I forgot about that. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be real fun. I'm looking forward to this Oklahoma State team. They brought a bunch of guys from North Texas.
They're kind of trying to do the James Madison game, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And so I'm really, really intrigued about what they'll look like this season.
Drew Mestemaker, their quarterback,
he's a good player.
And that coach.
Yeah.
Spain on the board.
Yeah, that's not what we wanted in added time. So not great at all. But yeah.
Oh, we're already to the zany added time.
Yeah, we are. 6 minutes of added time here. Just started. So
time flies when it's not, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be more. This will be one of those games now where it's not going to end at 96 and people will be complaining about it. It'll end probably like 98, 99.
Is this really how it ends for Ronaldo?
Yeah. Ronaldo has not been very good in the World Cup.
Washed up?
Yeah, he's just old. I don't want to call him washed up. He's just old. He's done some nice things, but you can kind of see the age starting to take place with him. But
you know the new defensive coordinator for Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes, don't you?
I don't. I know their offensive coordinators.
White Station High's very own and Vanderbilt's very own Chris Marv.
Is that right? Interesting. And their offensive coordinator is Mr. Go-Go from Sac State and was
Brendan Marion.
Where was he before that? Who ran the Go-Go offense before he went to Sacramento State? I can't even remember now, but he's a lot of people like him as an offensive play caller.
We will head down to the Star tomorrow with a guest with Paul Catalina, who covers the Big 12 and Baylor, and on Wednesday with Matt Murchell from the Orlando Sentinel, who covers UCF. Hadn't UCF really gotten lost in this new league in the new kind of paradigm of college football?
Yeah, they have, and it's kind of hard to see because obviously when they were in the American and really making a name for themselves, and then they make the jump to the Big 12, and I mean it's kind of been the same. You know, you look at them, you look at Cincinnati, you look at Houston in football. You know, it's been kind of harder for those teams to really take advantage of this Big 12. So.
Houston preseason Athlon's 3, that big early game on Friday night against Texas Tech. How many places had a chance they could have gotten Willie Fritz? But I think it was his age that scared him off. Houston could challenge for this league.
Yeah, no, they definitely could. You know, I like the offseason that they've put together and have brought in some really nice pieces. So yeah, they're going to be another fun team to watch, and we'll see what they can do if they can have that nice season in football. We know they've been doing it in basketball in the Big 12, but it's kind of taken them longer to get things right in football. Maybe this is the year they're able to do that. So it'll be fun. How is the Big 12 doing it? Is it kind of half the teams on one day, half the teams on another day?
8 tomorrow, 8 Wednesday.
Interesting. Okay, because that has been the it feels like every conference is different, and when you see the 2 days, that's really when it gets weird. Some do that where it's the 8 and 8. I know the American now obviously a little different as a group of 6 conference, but they're doing the first day. I don't even know what they're doing the first day, and then the second day is all the coaches and everything. So these media days have gotten a little funny with scheduling.
Well, they have, and trying to make it a TV production. Most, if not all, the Big 12 will be on ESPNU.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
I know you'll be tuned in tomorrow morning.
I'll watch a little bit of it. I don't know when I'll tune in. It probably won't be right when it starts, but I'll watch some of it. I mean, heck, even though I think it's too early, I mean, it's best time to kind of start getting all these teams
and that's your mark. He is a PR whiz.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I guess that's the thing is you have the floor to yourself. But oh boy, this is really early to be doing media days. But good luck to them. We'll talk about it.
When we move up, everybody starting group or week 0, and that's really week 1. I mean, we may have a media days Memorial Weekend.
Everybody just stay where you're at. Just because the time of the season is moving up, we don't need to move media days up any earlier. I think they're fine where they're at. But let's go ahead and wrap up this first hour, get to another break. When we return, talk some college football and college basketball. David Cobb from CBS Sports. He joins us next.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
A long life is wonderful, but it comes with changes as you age. So when you're ready to change your home, Town Village Audubon Park is the perfect choice. Incredible location, amazing amenities, including a pool, all-inclusive dining, and on-site medical care so you can age in place. Monthly rental with no buy-in lets you make current choices. Apartments include full kitchen, washer and dryer, bi-weekly housekeeping, and all basic utilities. Landscape courtyards make it easy to get sunshine and fresh air. Gated parking keeps you ready to go. And the Town Village Dog Park keeps your fur baby close by your side. Hi, I'm Max. My wife Jean and I moved into Town Village Audubon Park 18 months ago. It's the best decision we ever made. We have made friends here and take part in lots of social activities. It's a comfortable life. So if you're thinking of making a change, come see me and Town Village Audubon Park. I think you'll like it as much as we do. And look, new friends.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg. But the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Celebrate 4th of July savings happening now at the Home Depot with select appliances starting at $398. Plus, get free delivery on appliance purchases of $398 or more, no membership required. Get a Whirlpool fridge with Easy Reach Zone to keep tall items organized and accessible. And upgrade to a washer-dryer tower with UV clean technology to reduce bacteria in the wash without fading fabrics. Shop top brand appliances now at the Home Depot. Offer valid June 17th to July 8th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Moving a little bit better from that earlier wreck we had in South Memphis 55 southbound as you head down past State Line Road. Again, there's just so much volume going down that area, through that area right now. South of Memphis headed into North Mississippi this afternoon as it gets a little bit heavier here in the last few minutes on 240 eastbound passing Mill Branch, getting on to 385. A bridal season is here. Shop local at Weimer's Jewelry, located 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our second hour on this Monday afternoon. The first game of the day in the World Cup just came to an end. Spain, a 1-0 win over Portugal. So Spain advances, and we will see if it is the United States they play in the next round. That game getting started at 7 o'clock between the United States and Belgium. But we got to talk some college football and college basketball, and we do it at this time every single Monday afternoon with David Cobb.
Joining Brian and Brett now on Sports Time is national college football writer for CBS Sports, Memphis native and Tennessee grad, who you can find on Twitter X at David W. Cobb. It's David Cobb.
David Cobb joins us now from CBS Sports, talk all things college football and college basketball. And David, can you believe that tomorrow we get media days started with the Big 12? I'll tell you, I can't believe it, because in our last segment, I didn't even know they were starting tomorrow. I thought they were starting next week. So are you in the same boat as I am? We're starting way too early with these media days.
Yeah, buckle up. But the Big 12 doesn't do anything conventionally anymore. They like to have the spotlight. Brett Yormark probably going to pop off. I wouldn't be surprised. A lot going on right now in college sports. He seems to be one who likes to ruffle the feathers, so keep an eye on what he says tomorrow. I mean, in reality, July, there's not a lot going on, but we call it talking season for a reason. And sometimes the things people say make headlines. And the Big 12 has a penchant for that. So buckle up, baby. Here we go. It's officially here.
Who's the coach at Big 12 Media Days that will go all Kurt Signetti on us and start telling us to look out for him?
Yeah, I mean, Kalani Sitake obviously is one who comes to mind. He's got to be feeling real good now that Texas Tech has its quarterback picture clarified in a way that is satisfactory to the rest of the league. You know, you think about what that league looks like now without Brendan Thorsby. It is BYU's to win. They got Barrett Bachmeier back. Kalani Sitake flirted with Penn State. There's a reason he came back. I bet it has something to do with BYU stepping up, giving them some NIL. So does Kalani Sitake get out there, puff his chest out a little bit, and sort of try to plant his program's flag as the preeminent sort of force in that conference? I think there's a case to be made for doing it right now, because you look at Utah, the rival there across the Salt Lake City metropolitan area. They lost their head coach Kyle Whittingham to Michigan, and so with Texas Tech's situation being what it is, like, to me the runway is clear. Like, BYU, this is your time to shine, and maybe I think some bravado from Kalani Sitake might be warranted.
Sitake turned down Michigan. Kyle Whittingham left and then took the Michigan job when everybody thought he might be easing into retirement. David, I saw where one Big 12 administrator, what school was it, that he said that if we go to a 2014 playoff, he can guarantee as many as 5 from the Big 12 would be in a in a 2014 playoff. If the Big 12 gets 5 in a 2014 playoff, the SEC should be getting 12.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what consultant gave him that math. That seems a little off to me, but I do think that expansion to 24 would be appealing to the ACC and the Big 12, just because right now they are fighting to get a second team in. And now we have officially rigged it. They will not be left out. Like the ACC and the Big 12 will never have to worry about being excluded entirely, but they are, so long as we're only at 12 teams, going to have to worry about, are they going to get a second team in there? And if you go to 24, you don't have to worry about that. You're never going to get 5, or very rarely would you get 5 from the Big 12. But, I mean, it is a league that's going to have a lot of teams in that sort of 9-3 range. And, in a given year, some of those teams, based on who they won and who they lost against and sort of what the resume looks like, you could get 9-3 Big 12 teams into the 24-team playoff, right? I just don't think it would be automatic. And then, on the flip side of that, when you go to 24 and you're waiting strength of schedule and whatnot, and the SEC's playing 9 league games, you're going to have some 8-4 SEC teams, probably almost all of your 8-4 SEC teams getting in. And so like just be careful what you wish for, because you might have a certain consultant or mathematician who shows you data suggesting you would get all these teams in from the Big 12 or what have you. But we all know who runs the playoff, and even though they don't agree on it right now, the Big 12 or the Big 10 and the SEC, they will not be denied, regardless of what the format is, regardless of how many teams are in, regardless of what the official criteria says. They're going to configure a system that works out best for them.
For this year, though, if the Big 12 and the ACC, if they get more than just the conference champion, that comes straight off the SEC tread, doesn't it? That's taking bids away from the SEC, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and then you think about last year Notre Dame didn't make the playoff. They are dead set on changing that this year. In fact, if they finish in the top 12, they're guaranteed a spot. They won't be excluded based on whatever. Like if they're in the top 12, they're in, point blank, period. That's been predetermined. So if the Big 12, the ACC both get 2 teams in, and Notre Dame gets in, right? Like it's going to be competitive. That's I think where the SEC would benefit from expansion. Now you can say that maybe 24 is too many, and I won't fight you on that. I like it at 12, but from the SEC's perspective, when you've got a 10-2 Vanderbilt team getting left out, like that is a problem for the SEC. Whether they want to fully acknowledge that or not, that's an issue. And I mean, for that matter, you could argue a 9-3 Texas being left out is an issue. I had less issue with that, but at the same time, you want to incentivize playing tough games. They played a tough game at Ohio State. They lost the game, right? And that ended up costing them. So I do think expansion on some level would do nothing but help the SEC, because it's at least going to get all your obvious teams in. If you go to 16, Vanderbilt and Texas aren't getting left out. And so, I don't know exactly what that perfect number is for college football. Like I said, I like 12. I can understand why these other leagues want to expand. And it's funny now, you see the talking point. Well, World Cup expansion worked. Mm-hmm. World Cup expansion's been great.
Sure has.
And I would just say very different sports, very, very different circumstances. The World Cup is once every 4 years. We don't get to see, national teams play on a regular basis. I mean, there's select, competitions where they play. A lot of times you don't even have your best players in the preliminary competitions and the qualifying in the, in the continental stuff, because the best players are committed to their club teams, right? So it's just very different circumstances. Before we start talking about making that through line from World Cup expansion to college football playoff expansion, let's just pump the brakes there, because I don't think there's many similarities in those sports.
David, let's do the quick math here. So there's 12 playoff spots. Let's say the Big 12, they do indeed get 2. Well, that takes us to 10. The ACC, they get 2. That takes us to 8. The group of 6 gets 1. That takes us to 7. Notre Dame gets 1. That takes us to 6. Conference champion from Big 10, conference champion from SEC. We're down to 4.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah, no doubt. So then it's like, where do you draw the line? And it feels so arbitrary when, we see it a year ago, the head-to-head result between Miami and Notre Dame being the thing that makes the difference, when we all could see and realize that Notre Dame was such a different team late in the season than they were when they lost to Miami right out of the gate with an inexperienced quarterback and before they had figured things out, right? And so there's just not there's not a lot of criteria. There's not enough of a sample size in college football to make those clean breaks and clean distinctions. And when you're talking about the line between team number 12 and team number 13, I mean, you are talking about teams that can realistically win multiple games in the college football playoff. I mean, a lot of people thought Miami didn't deserve to be in, and then Miami made the national title game.
Yeah.
Notre Dame gets left out. Notre Dame was absolutely good enough to go on a run. But my response on some level to that is, hey, this is why the regular season matters. This is what makes college football different. The regular season has a huge impact. And that's true even in a 12-team playoff. It's not as true as it used to be, but it's still true. And one thing that, you look at the professional sports in our country, it's in the NBA in particular, especially now with the play-in where 20 teams make the postseason. It has just gotten to a point where the NBA's regular season feels meaningless. It feels absolutely meaningless. The difference between being the 3 seed and the 6 seed, the 2 seed and the 7 seed, it's just not significant enough.
Well, a 3 seed in the East won it all in the Knicks.
Yeah, so, and then obviously, look, Major League Baseball, NFL on a certain level, the regular seasons there are not nearly as meaningful as they are in college football. And so I would just caution, for every team that you add to the playoff, you sort of incrementally decrease the value of the regular season. And I don't want to tip that balance too far out of whack. And obviously the more you expand, the more you go in that direction, the more you lose what makes every fall Saturday in the heartland areas of our nation, so special, so unique, so meaningful. If it just becomes another game, then I think we lose some of the special sauce in college football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you on that. Looking at some of these Big 12 teams with new coaches, Brett and I were just discussing some of these guys in our last segment, but Eric Morris, he takes over at Oklahoma State. You had a story over at CBS Sports a week or two ago, kind of ranking the first-year rosters for these coaches that are taking over at new programs. You gave Oklahoma State a B+. Eric Morris bringing over a lot of guys from his North Texas team last year, including his starting quarterback. What do you think this Oklahoma State team looks like this year?
Yeah, I think they're a threat. I think they're live, not necessarily like to make the college football playoff, but to be a thorn in the side of everyone else in the Big 12. You're bringing in a 4,000-yard passer, an elite-level running back who ran for, 1,400 yards last year. You've got a 1,200-yard receiver. So Drew Mestemaker's got his top 3 targets, his running back, the same system that he played in at North Texas under Eric Morris. The questions for Oklahoma State will be, can they stop anyone on defense? But offensively, it's been proven when you bring the cavalry with you, it can short-circuit that rebuild a little bit, and it makes it interesting when you're coming off of a 1-11 season and you sort of have a plug-and-play system there. I think it gives Oklahoma State a chance to make some real headway right out of the gate. And I like their situation versus not a Big 12 team per se, but you look at Pat Fitzgerald going to Michigan State. I think he's a great coach, could turn out to be a great hire. Maybe in year 3, the dividends are shown, but Oklahoma State, because they're bringing in a coach who's bringing the quarterback and bringing the best playmakers with them, I think they have a chance to see dividends in year 1. Whereas with Pat Fitzgerald, using that as an example at Michigan State, he hasn't coached since 2022. So he was a really good coach at Northwestern, but he doesn't have a relationship with players in college football to have them come and transfer to follow him. And so that in and of itself, much like we saw with Bill Belichick a year ago, the rebuild is a lot harder when you can't bring at least 10 or 12 guys with you, and in some cases 20 or 30. And Oklahoma State has that advantage with Eric Morris. So I think it's a pretty natural fit, and I think his style, the offensive firepower, it kind of jives with what's made Oklahoma State good and special in the past under Mike Gundy. So I am a pretty big fan of what they're doing in Stillwater.
David, it felt like at hiring time, I don't know this for certitude, but it was being bandied about that it was either going to be Pat Fitzgerald or Ryan Silverfield at Arkansas. Alex Gole's name was mentioned, but when Auburn opened, I think that was more intriguing to him. Do you think Arkansas made the better hire in Silverfield instead of Pat Fitzgerald?
Yeah, that's tough. I don't really know what to make of Pat Fitzgerald, Brett, because he was so good for so long at Northwestern in a very difficult place to win. And then he was struggling a little bit at the onset of the NIL era. And I don't know if the way he built successful programs at Northwestern is a viable blueprint for building a successful program in 2026. So I just have questions over whether or not he can adjust. So in a weird sort of way, I actually think Ryan Silverfield is a safer hire for Arkansas
I do
because
too, for the times. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's granted he had a big budget, relatively speaking, G5 level budget to work with at Memphis, but he was at least he at least won a lot of football games, and obviously people in Memphis wanted more, understandably, right? But he did win a lot of football games. He did have some really good offensive football teams, and I think on that level, on a certain level, it's what I mentioned as well. He is bringing guys with him. Like he's bringing a lot of guys from Memphis who have been a part of winning, who have been successful at Memphis, and I don't have high expectations for Arkansas in year one. But that would also be true if they had hired Pat Fitzgerald. In fact, I think my expectations for Arkansas would be even lower had they hired Pat Fitzgerald. So in the short term, I think the floor is higher with Ryan Silverfield at Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. Another Big 12 team that had a nice season last year, Utah. They have a new coach coming in, but they've got their quarterback back, Devin Dampier, who was really good last year. What do you expect from him? What do you expect from this Utah team this season? And Devin Dampier, I mean, he's a guy, he's going to be a senior this year for Utah, but because of the 5-for-5, he'll be able to come back next season for Utah. So what do you make of this Utah team this year with Dampier at quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, huge factor there. Like the 5-for-5 ruling, it's not going to have maybe as big of an impact as people might think in college football because so many players already redshirted. Mm-hmm. So this is their fifth year. So, but guys like Devin Dampier who did play as true freshmen and never redshirted, it will benefit them in a big time way because, I mean, this is a guy who could be an all-conference level player in the Big 12, but doesn't necessarily have big-time NFL draft projections. And so he could come back to Utah next season and make another, I don't know, let's say $2.5 million or whatever the case may be for a high-level P4 starting quarterback. So, yeah, I mean, I think their rushing attack is in great shape. It's a little bit of a different look, though, I mean, because they do have a new coordinator. So what's that going to look like? Because Jason Beck followed Kyle Whittingham to Michigan. That would be my question. But no, I mean, I think the DNA of Utah is going to be pretty similar. It's Morgan Scalley who's stepping in for Kyle Whittingham, and he's been there forever, was the head coach in waiting. Not going to change the DNA of that program a whole lot. It's just going to be a question of, hey, what does it look like in year one with him running a program for the first time. So just kind of have my doubts on Utah as a favorite to win the Big 12 when you've got BYU right there with continuity. I mean, the Cougs are kind of my team, I think, right now out of the Big 12. But that league, as always, wide open. Texas Tech, just because they lost Brendan Sorsby, they're still going to be really good on defense again. And Arizona and Houston, they both have starting quarterbacks returning from 9-10 win sort of teams, not to mention head coaching continuity. And then, don't forget about Arizona State. That they lost Sam Leavitt. Last year didn't go quite as well as they'd hoped because, Leavitt was banged up. They'd lost Cam Scattaboo. But, you guys, 6 or 7 teams right there that are all going to be in the mix and in the hunt for that Big 12 title.
Yeah, don't forget Arizona with Fafita.
Yeah, exactly. When you've got head coach and quarterback continuity from 9-10 wins, yeah. I mean, it's huge. So they're in really good shape. And Noah Fafita, one of those guys that you should root for in college football because he stayed around through a coaching change, which is pretty rare. It was an outside hire. It wasn't like they promoted his offensive coordinator. He stuck around. Then the first year didn't go very well. So, who sticks around? Who with that amount of talent sticks around, one, through the coaching change, and then two, when the first year after the coaching change doesn't go very well? Well, Noah Fafita did, and then year 2 under Brent Brennan, it got better. And it's like, man, you got to give that guy his flowers for sticking it out, being a multi-year, guy at one school, and now it's paid off, and they've got a chance to make a run at a league title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Talking to David Cobb, he joins us every Monday, talk a whole bunch of college football. He also covers college basketball over at CBS Sports. And David, I did not get to watch much of the FIBA U17 last week and over the weekend. I think it was in Turkey. It was somewhere overseas, and all the games were at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't waking up for that. But I've been seeing all of the talk and all the stories about Joakim Boomshay, who was the MVP for the tournament. I believe if I have it right, he was born in like Miami, somewhere down in Florida, moved over and was in the Barcelona Academy for the last couple of years. But because of his age, he will be a freshman at Duke this coming up season, but he will not be eligible for the 2027 NBA draft, so he'll have to play 2 seasons of college basketball. What do you know about this guy? It sounds like he was just unreal over the weekend, and how good would this Duke team be with him?
Yeah, he is going to be, I mean, I hope nobody has put out a 2028 mock draft. I hope nobody is doing that. But if they did, he would probably be number 1. So you mentioned, I think, what the key element is that he's been in that FC Barcelona system, and that is the highest level of European basketball. And he even got to play a little bit with the senior level club, which is a college basketball adjacent, maybe I would even say a rung above college basketball, because it's older guys who just maybe aren't quite NBA level. But I mean, it's a really talented division of European basketball. And then, so like he's somebody that's going to help Duke. To what extent as a true freshman, I don't know. FIBA U17, it's obviously, the international competition is suspect on a certain level in that age group. It's just guys haven't fully developed, matured, or clicked yet in some cases. He obviously has. Duke got a big time addition there, and they're going to be nasty. They're going to be absolutely nasty in the front court between Boomche, Patrick Dongba. I mean, that is as good of a 1-2 punch at the 5 in terms of rim protection as you're going to find in all of college basketball. So, Duke's going to be really, really good again. They lost Cam Boozer. He's playing in Memphis now, thank goodness. Got to see a little bit of his summer league debut the other day.
Good.
But just because they lost him, they're not going anywhere.
All right, so let me ask you this, because you have a story that just went up a couple of hours ago, why only these 25 college basketball teams can win the 2027 national championship. Now, still very early, and I don't want you to have to go through 25, so give us like 3 or 4 teams that you think can win the national championship in basketball this season.
Well, the interesting thing is who can, who is not on this list.
Yeah. It's most everybody.
So basically, so the 3 I highlight, I'll just focus in on the one that I think is probably most interesting. Arizona, according to recent history, does not have the profile of a national title level winning team. I mean, they are universally ranked as a top 10 team in the preseason. They have 2 starters back from a Final Four team. They have the number 3 overall prospect in this class coming in Caleb Holt. But every national champion since 2018 has either returned their leading scorer or brought in a top 20 class of transfers or a top 20 class of freshmen. Arizona's not doing any of those 3 things. I mean, their recruiting class is not top 20. Their transfer class is not top 20. They do not have their leading returning scorer back. So can they be the ones to bust the trend and do what no one has done since Villanova in 2018? That is the big question here, because every team since then has either brought back their returning scorer or brought in a lot of highly touted transfer class or a highly touted freshman class. So they are the team that is going to try to buck the trend this season. But the full list of 25 who check the boxes. You can go check that out, because you'd be maybe surprised on a couple of teams that are not on there. Obviously, Arizona headlining that list.
Yeah, Gonzaga, another team not on there, which I think we all kind of pencil in Gonzaga as that team that's going to make a big run every single year.
Arkansas and Tennessee own it, though.
Yeah, no.
They are, they Arkansas, the freshman class, I mean, old habits die hard. John Calipari got another special recruiting class, and then Tennessee just unloading the clip in the transfer portal. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So can I ask something real quick? Is Bryce James gonna play? He did redshirt his first year. Is he playing for Arizona next year?
He's still on the roster.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still on the roster. What the role looks like, I don't know. I kind of get the sense he may not be ready to be a big time contributor yet. But the fact that he stuck around says he believes in the plan that Tommy Lloyd has for him. So. I'll be curious to see what that looks like and if he can carve out a role. I wouldn't expect him to be a big time contributor necessarily this year.
Right. Yeah, I'm just asking because I saw he redshirted last year. I wanted to know if he was active for this year.
Yeah. They're I mean, he's planning to compete for minutes. He's on the team, so obviously, if LeBron didn't think he was in a good situation or thought he was in a, thought he could go play a bigger role somewhere else,
He'd get him drafted by the Lakers.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, isn't it? Like, Bronny's just hanging back in L.A. LeBron's off going to go do his own thing somewhere else, and he got to check the box of playing with his son. Now he's leaving his son to fend for himself.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't keep the house warm if I was.
They'll be okay, David.
I think they're
that's a big house
for just fine.
Big house for Bronny to live in by himself. Maybe maybe he can get some roommates.
Yeah, maybe. I'm sure a lot of people on that Lakers roster
electricity
would love
bills
to come live with them.
Horrendous though.
Yeah.
Got to split the bill.
Get everyone to pitch in. For it.
Yeah, I don't honestly trying to pay the heating and air conditioning bill in that house on a minimum contract might be kind of tough.
Yeah, you might have to look for a new place to stay. But
a couple of house parties, a couple of charged house parties can pay one of them bills.
Cover charge. Yeah, I think his dad can cover the bill if need be. But David, as always, we'll have DeMichael later. But David, as always, thanks so much for joining us. We'll do it again next Monday.
All right, guys, I appreciate it.
Thanks, David. David Cobb joining us like he does every single week. Another team that he points out on his list as not one of the top 25 teams that can win the national championship, Iowa State, who Memphis will play in the first game of the season in South Dakota. So definitely an interesting list. Make sure you go and check it out over at CBS Sports. But let's go ahead and get to another break. And when we return, it was a busy weekend around Major League Baseball. Already one final today. We'll discuss it next on Sports Time.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You know what makes a city great? It's the extra special little things like great museums, a zoo, or parks, and golf courses. And the city of Memphis recognized that years ago, and they have made great city golf courses. All the renovations, like Galloway several years ago, the new one at Audubon, what they did to Pine Hill 90 years after it first opened is extra special. The amenities make a city, and golf courses are part of those amenities. They're terrific, and every golf course has its own championship. So if you want to play in the Galloway Championship, the Audubon Championship, even that OPO, the oldest golf tournament around, the Overton Park Open for the youth, that's going into year 80. That's how special Memphis golf is. You want to make a tee time? They made it easy modern way. Just go to memphispubliclinks.com.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Looking for that perfect piece that says forever? As did Grammy winner Lainey Wilson for her engagement. Discover the elegance of Holly Winter fine jewelry in Germantown. From stunning custom designs and engagement rings to timeless gifts she'll treasure for years, Holly Winter offers personalized service and beautiful fine jewelry for every occasion. Visit Holly Winter Fine Jewelry at the Shops of Forest Hill on Poplar, where Memphis finds sparkle, style, and something truly special. Holly Winter Fine Jewelry, 9155 Poplar, Suite 18.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. 5 Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or MemphisRoofer.com. 367-0050 or MemphisRoofer.com.
5 Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
This traffic brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Starting to really pick up now around that 101 connector. Well, they've been working over there in that area all week long up and down I-40, especially there around Watkins and also there at Hollywood as it gets heavier here in the last few minutes on 240, especially going eastbound from Mill Branch out to 385 Bill Morris Parkway, going outbound into Collierville's moving right now. Bridal season is here. Shop local this weekend at Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
We're back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. We got to talk some Major League Baseball. It was a busy weekend with Major League Baseball, but today already one final as we had a day game in Kansas City. The Royals all over Philadelphia, 15-1 the final score of that game. They jumped on them early and never let up. I thought this was going to be a game where maybe the Phillies could win. You had Christopher Sanchez, who's been so good this year for them on the mound. Phillies score in the top of the first. Looked like they were going to be able to get more on the board, but then 6 runs for Kansas City in the bottom of the first inning. They really didn't have to do much after that, but scored at least 1 run in every single inning this afternoon. So Kansas City, who's really struggled this year, they were at least on a random Monday in July. They were locked in today.
Are the Phillies on the road all week this week with the All-Star game hitting town with festivities starting Sunday there?
They are. They're all weekend. Where is their schedule?
That's a challenge for the team that hosts All-Star is you're out of your ballpark.
Oh, wow. So that Royals game, because they didn't play on Friday,
right, because of World Cup,
that was part of the weekend series. So they wrapped that up today. Now they head up to Cincinnati, 3-game series against Cincinnati, and then in Detroit for the weekend, and then we'll have All-Star festivities next week, and then they'll stay at home for the next week and a half after that.
They give it back to you. The very rare Phillies Tigers weekend series.
Yeah, that'll be something getting started.
Everybody just wanting to canvass that Tiger roster. Oh, yeah. I think they're going to be active at deadline.
Yeah, feels like it. You know, we've talked a lot, obviously. Trick Skubal, the big name that everyone is talking about, if he'll get moved, where he'll get moved, and even some saying that the Phillies could be a team that could be in the mix for Trick
Phillies are trying to catch the Braves.
Yeah, they are. Today certainly didn't help, but they've been playing well, and so we'll see if they can bounce back.
Here come the Marlins.
Yeah, Marlins have been really good. They had the great month of June, and still rolling.
Keeping it going.
Yeah, they are. They're a fun team. They're kind of, I know we talked about it maybe last year or early this season with the Brewers of, kind of a lot of unfamiliar names on their roster, but they're getting the job done. That's kind of what the Marlins are doing right now.
But they got an ace pitcher.
They do. Now they've got a couple of really, really good arms. They've got some young arms that are starting to really come up and make a name for themselves. So yeah, they're a really fun team to watch.
The Cardinals, real fun Friday at Wrigley and real fun Saturday. Get the lead yesterday. Middle relief let them down, and the Cubs get the last game of the series to avoid the sweep. 2 out of 3, the 2 times the Cardinals have played the Cubs this year, 4-2 on the year against the Cubs, and that could matter at tiebreaker time. They go back to Wrigley at the end of the year, and the Cubs come to St. Louis at the end of July, I think.
Yeah, no, it was a really interesting series over the weekend. Like you mentioned, we were on air Friday when that game was going on, and the big 17-1 victory, and then very similar on Saturday, 3-0 win for the Cubs. That was a weird one. They had the delayed start, and then they had to stop the game at one point because of fog, but ultimately able to get it in.
And it threw off ABS.
Yeah, no, that was weird. That was really, really bizarre. But able to get it in, and the 3-0 win, so that was good. And then, like you said, got down early, able to get back, get the lead in that 6th inning, and then give it right back in the bottom of the 6th. So a weird series for the Cardinals and the Cubs, and now they'll play Milwaukee. The Cardinals will, starting tonight in St. Louis. And as much as we've talked about that Brewers team, we'll see what they look like against the Cardinals this week.
5 times over the next 4 days, 8 games at Busch Stadium this week. If you work at the ballpark in any fashion, you're getting ready to live there this week. The Braves come in this weekend for night game Friday, night game Saturday, and then Sunday afternoon, and everybody head to the break. Those Cub games the rest of the year for the Cardinals. 4 late July at Busch Stadium, and then a weekend series in August, the same weekend of the FedEx St. Jude Championship. The Cardinals will be in Chicago, and then that's it. They don't play a single game in September.
Interesting. Wow, yeah, that's definitely weird.
So have the tie break resolved.
Yeah, the week this week is really fun in terms of scheduling, I think, because we talked off air about the baseball watching yesterday with everything being on Peacock. I honestly really wasn't home a lot this weekend, so I didn't get to see a ton of baseball outside of the couple of teams I really keep a close eye on. And so I didn't know. I was so confused. Why are we getting a 1 o'clock game on a Monday afternoon? Now it makes a lot of sense with them wrapping up that series, giving both teams the opportunity to get ready for their next series. But we had the 1 o'clock game today. Tomorrow, the Cardinals, as part of that doubleheader, they'll play a 1 o'clock game. And then we know Wednesday, Thursday, you'll get a lot of day action. So that'll be fun this week, seeing a lot of day baseball.
I'd take 5-3 right now, not play an inning this week for the Cardinals.
So who do they play after
3 against the Braves.
Brewers?
5 against the Brewers in 4 days, and then 3 in 3 days against Atlanta.
And you said what record are you?
I'd take 5-3.
Oh, I would.
Week from today.
I would do a dance for 5-3.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be great if they can do that. And so we'll see. You just saw the Braves. So you'll see them again, and we'll see what it looks like this weekend.
The Braves are trying to get to the break and then catch some breaks on injury.
Yeah, no, they definitely are.
When healthy, really good club.
Yeah, no, they are. They're a good team. They've got a good roster, and so we'll see what it ultimately looks like. But we talked about it last week. Maybe the Cardinals catching them at the right time, and sometimes you got to have that to have a season go your way.
Our Sissy's Log Cabin text and talk line at 901-360-8255. Hit us up right there. All our guests appear as well on our Sissy's Log Cabin guest line. That great location at 4542 Poplar. Bill Jones and his team, part of the fabric of our community, with the Mid-South's largest selection of one-of-a-kind jewelry, engagement rings, wedding bands, necklaces, earrings. 9,000 square foot store in Laurelwood at Poplar and Perkins, with expanded lines for Rolex, Cartier, diamonds, and more since 1970, with all the great locations across the Mid-South. Sissy's, they offer a selection of diamonds, estate jewelry, and fine gifts. The official jeweler for the hometown teams like the Tigers and like the Grizzlies at FedEx Forum with the floor seat lounge. Unsurpassed value, exceptional service, expansive selection, and an extraordinary shopping experience, because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
We talked about the Marlins, who have played extremely well as of late. The Rays, they keep doing their thing. It was a loss the last 2 days against the Astros, but what they have been doing and what Junior Caminero has been doing, I mean, I don't think we can talk about it enough.
You calling for an all-Florida World Series?
No, I'm definitely not calling for that. I don't think I would want that. Me, no, I don't want
Manfred.
That. Yeah, no, he certainly doesn't want that.
But it would be one of the big. So what's wrong with the money way we do baseball?
No, it definitely.
You got the Marlins and the Rays in the World Series.
No, it absolutely. They would. a lot of
that would guarantee lockout.
Yeah, those big owners would really love if we saw that type of World Series kind of stick it to
I
the
think
rest
anything
of the league.
guarantees lockout.
No, I definitely think it does. But no, this Rays team, they are really fun. Junior Caminero has been really, really good, and now they've got a series this week at home against the Yankees, so certainly a lot of eyes will be on that one, as not a great weekend for the Yankees. I know we talked about them on Friday after, a 7-game losing streak. They entered the weekend. They got that win Friday night, 5-2 win over the Twins, but then an 11-4 loss on Saturday, a 6-1 loss yesterday. Back-to-back loss against the Twins. Now you got to go to Tampa Bay.
But they'll have more fans there than the Rays will.
They definitely will. But they could certainly use some wins, and it could be tough this week against the Rays.
Nothing in the All-Star break with Aaron Boone, will it be? Shake it up?
I don't think so. I mean, we always talk about him. It feels like, why would you do something in the middle of the season at this point? You've kept him around for so long.
Hal Steinbrenner has just shown through the years that he's not as combustible as his dad.
No, he's definitely not. And so, I would be...
Very few are.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if we saw anything during the season. I think anything would come after the year for the Yankees. But speaking of All-Star Game, the big news for Memphis, Hunter Goodman named to the All-Star Game, back-to-back years for him in Colorado. So really, really cool to see a former Tiger in the All-Star
Game. I heard Greg today with this factoid. It was good. 3 Tigers all-time on All-Star teams.
Yes, that's
right. Dan Uggla and Charlie Lee.
That's right.
That's 3.
Exactly
The late, great Charlie Lee.
Yeah. And
starting pitcher.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
In 81.
So for Hunter Goodman to now get there for a second straight season, that puts him in a really, really nice club, and we'll see if there are more. Obviously, still a really young player. We'll see if there's more in his future. I think Uggla, 3-time All-Star. So Hunter Goodman needing one more to tie that, but I think on a good track right now. So we'll definitely talk a lot more about the All-Star Game, these All-Star teams throughout the week as we get closer and closer to All-Star Week. But let's go ahead and get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Since 1948, in the Alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, there's some things about the Rendezvous I want to talk about. For example, we make it really easy to park. We have valet parking right at Monroe Street in our alley. We also want to make it easy for people to get to-go orders. You can now park in our alley right at our front door and put your flashers on. People also forget that we take reservations for 6 or more. And we have a wonderful party room upstairs that can accommodate people for rehearsal dinners, birthday parties, reunions, graduations. Our rooms seat between 25 and 275 people, and everything at the Rendezvous can be packed to go. Brett, we also do catering. See our menu online, and we can even deliver for groups of 15 or more. So if you have any questions, always feel free to call us at the Rendezvous, because we answer our phone ourselves. You'll never hear, please listen carefully, for our menu has changed. Press 1 for reservations, press 2 for hours, press 3 for catering, or if you know your party's 9-digit extension number and the first 3 letters of their mother's maiden name, dial it now. Come see us at the Rendezvous.
Since 1948, the Rendezvous.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Your home is your best investment, so why not make it the best it can be with help from Gates Lumber? Start with your front door, serving 2 purposes, curb appeal and security. Gates has solid construction doors built for security, durability, and beauty. See and compare wood, steel, and fiberglass options side by side at Gates Showroom. It's easier to choose when you can see and touch real doors with real assistance from knowledgeable staff helping you choose the right door for your home and budget. So don't just replace your door, upgrade your protection, and Gates Lumber is the right choice. Family owned and operated, serving you for over 100 years with free estimates, free delivery, competitive prices, and quality products. Call 901-942 602-3201, go to GatesLumber.com or come by their showroom, 1253 South Bellevue Boulevard. Gates Lumber, celebrating over 100 years with a passion for craftsmanship since 1920.
You know that feeling when something is supposed to be complicated and then it's not? That's the Dobbs Brothers way. For your new Chevrolet, there's no games, no runaround, no surprises. Just straight answers from people who actually mean them. Buying a car shouldn't feel like a battle. And at Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, it doesn't. Trust, transparency, and driving our community forward. That's the Dobbs Brothers way. Shop Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet of Bartlett today.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. If you are a first-time guest or have dined with us countless times, I want to thank you for making us part of your lives. Whether you're celebrating with the crowd or planning a cozy date night on the town, Napa Cafe can provide you an extraordinary evening. We have 5 dining rooms, including our private wine cellar, our Jan's room for 2 guests, and the Eleanor room for parties up to 60. Sit back, relax, and celebrate. Leave the cooking to us. Come see me at Napa Cafe, 5101 Sanderlin Avenue. We're open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. We also offer curbside pickup from our full menu. For details on our stay-in, dine-out menu or reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand. It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
You're a big guy. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
All right, Brett, I think we should switch it up today. Have you go first.
Very good. I'm ready. Everybody kind of excited about the Cardinals being 47-40.
Sure.
Feels pretty good. Yeah. Everybody except for one person, one lone voice out there having the Cardinals not just to have a bad year, but to be in last. Mm-hmm. They're 47-40. That's right. 87 games. That's my big number.
All right.
87. 1 year ago, after 87 games, you know what the Cardinal record was?
What's that?
47-40.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Played pretty good into break and then nothing out of break and for most of August.
Yeah.
Then finished with 78 wins.
Well,
it could happen again.
I was about to say, don't wish that on the Cardinals this year.
And the wheeling and dealing front should still be the same. Even the unthinkable for Weatherholt. If a team called and said 2 proven stars and the best prospect, you listen to that, don't you? They're not going to. You're not giving up that. The give's not going to be that much.
No.
Jordan Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Proven star, 2 best prospects in any organization. You take that.
Oh, no. I would definitely. I've listened to a lot of offers for Jordan Walker.
I think you should still be listening to everything.
Yeah. No, I would listen on a lot of guys.
A lot like the Grizzlies. The plan's not for the Cardinals. It's not at the end of 2026. Yeah. If there's a season, it's not 27.
No.
It's more future.
Oh, definitely.
Long range.
Definitely is. But, with Weatherholt, I mean, you've got him locked down on a super long deal. I don't know if I want to throw him
very
one
team friendly.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if I want to throw him one in any deal this early. But yeah, I'd listen on a ton of guys with the Cardinals right now. Well, my big number is also baseball related. It is the number 23. That's the age of James Wood. He's heading to the All-Star game from the Nationals. He entered today with 16 more home runs scored than any other player in 2026. The only players younger than 24 to lead Major League Baseball by 16 or more runs through games. Excuse me, more runs, not home runs. I think I said home runs. 16 more runs scored than any other player in 2026. The only players younger than 24 to lead Major League Baseball by 16 16 or more runs through games played on July 5th or later in a season in the modern era, which we know that goes all the way back to 1901, were Mike Trout in 2012 and Ted Williams all the way back in 1940. How about that?
I think Mike Trout should be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah, it definitely should be.
If it ends right now, and the best part of it,
Yeah.
it's ending. I hope he can make an appearance next week because that's going back home for him.
Definitely.
To the Philly, New Jersey area. And we got robbed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We just got a little hint of what he could really be.
absolutely.
And it was enough.
It definitely was.
Nothing, nowhere close to the postseason exploits of Mickey Mantle. But they're right in there, both of them, because of injury and other things with Mickey Mantle. It was real good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot more there.
No, definitely.
It should have been more there.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you. And so, yeah, I mean, I hope we see him next week. I hope we see some last couple of good moments for him in his career, but it just has never really worked out. It's always been the injuries. It's always been that team that is around him.
And playing while the rest of us are all in bed.
Yeah, I mean, it's those really, really late nights. And so it just has really not worked out for him, which I hate to see it because you're right. I mean, when he is healthy, he is one of the best players in Major League Baseball. But, it's just kind of everything else that has played a role into it.
And next week with the 250th celebration, the All-Star game in Philly, well, it was there in 76. And we will compare and contrast
Yes, we will.
last time in Philly, and for sure with that 76 All-Star game, there will be a lot of Hall of Famers on it.
Oh, yeah. No, there definitely will be. And so, yeah, we'll definitely take a look back at that. That will be a lot of fun. But good company for James Wood to be in. And
The Nats are right there.
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, we talk about it. There's a lot of teams that are feeling really, really good going into the All-Star break. And, yeah, I'd say the Nationals certainly one of them. And we'll see what they can do out of it.
4 teams with 45 losses. Pittsburgh 46-45, Washington 46-45, and Arizona and San Diego both 44-45.
Yeah, so no, definitely some good stuff there. Washington, they're at home this week. They'll start a series tonight against the Houston Astros. That'll be a really interesting.
Any
series.
fireworks left in D.C.?
I don't think so. Did you watch the fireworks in D.C.?
I didn't make it to it live with the weather delay.
No, I didn't even tune in. I'll be honest. I didn't. I knew they were supposed to be
a
big
lot of fireworks.
Bad.
Saturday, watching various baseball games, I know I caught God Bless America live at 5 games.
Holy cow! Wow, that's good stuff. That's really good. Yeah, no, it was. They were belting it out over the weekend. That's for sure.
It was a celebration.
Yeah, no, it definitely.
Everybody's
was.
safe. Now, you always err on safety. Let me be clear. You for sure. I mean, one's too many.
Yeah.
With all that bad weather, especially kind of east in those big cities where a big mass of people. Did you hear of anybody getting hit by lightning?
I did not. No.
Not a soul.
No.
Not a soul. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Did you hear any of these empty SEC football stadiums hit by lightning over the weekend?
No, I didn't.
But we can have one cell over Bird Eye, Arkansas, and it affects the Ole Miss game.
Yeah. Nope. You're exactly right.
That year we had the weather delay, and you had to apply sunscreen during it.
Yeah.
Why are we stopped?
Yeah, that's a great question. It is a great question, but hey, you gotta pause it.
That's right.
Well, and I don't know. The Europeans are not familiar with these long rain delays, weather delays. They were all kind of confused.
They play on?
No, I just
or they don't have them.
I just don't. I really don't know, and that's why I have no idea. But I've seen multiple videos where European soccer fans are explaining, like on TikTok or something, to other Europeans why the United States pauses for 30 minutes with lightning and stuff like that. And so I was like, oh, I guess, do they not have like these big storms over
and
there?
have no problem with this. Most of it's for all the TV technicians, engineers that are all hooked up to all that stuff. That's fine. I don't want anybody harmed.
No, look, hey, if I was hooked up to all that stuff and there was
but at
a storm coming, I'd want them to stop the game.
Don't we say, okay, y'all take care of yourself, but we play?
Yeah, I mean, what was the game a couple years ago?
It had the fixed camera?
It had the fixed cameras where they were just like, we have to get this game in because I think it was a big, big storm coming in.
Because, I'm always worried about something. The first 3 Ole Miss games are all 6:30 games. Sunday night in Nashville against Louisville, against Charlotte, and the LSU game. That's great. We all love the night games, all day in the Grove, all the festivities and fun that go with it. But when you start at 11, you got a longer runway.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. So, I hate the early games, but I guess for those reasons, there is reasons to like the early games. But we're going to get to a break here in a second. Before we do that, we did have a texter text in. Unfortunately, I don't know the answer to his question, so I cannot help him. He was asking, does anyone have the MSSEN game schedule, channel 5.3? It's a WMC affiliate. They have 37 Braves games and more for the Cardinals. They show fast replays for the Cardinals in the morning. I didn't know about this, but why I wanted to bring this up, it says it also has the Professional Wiffle Ball League on it. I didn't even know we were playing professional wiffle ball. How about that? I got to check that out.
How'd they start without us?
Yeah, no kidding. I need to be a part of the Professional Wiffle Ball League. But no, I unfortunately do not have the schedule for you. But I do know,
I'm not on the dots.
No. But I do know that MSSEN has a lot of programming. How about this? If you're still listening, text in tomorrow during John's show. Darian can answer it for you. Ask Darian. He'll have
any question in 1960
That's
years.
right.
He's that.
Darian will have the answer for you. But we need to get to another break.
I heard John ask today, rhetorically, it was about something. He goes, am I crazy? And Darian interrupted. He goes, oh, definitely.
Yes, no, that is, if you need to ask it, John, you can, but we will quickly give you the answer for it. But let's go ahead and get to another break. When we return, we got to talk the Grizzlies. DeMichael Colt, he joins us next.
Unlock your new go-to spot, Codes Dispensary in Steele, Missouri, just over an hour from Memphis. When you're ready for a legal, reliable option, they're right up the road. Explore the full menu of top-shelf products in-store and online. Short on time? Order ahead and cruise through the drive-thru for a quick pickup. Stack rewards while you stock up with Club Codes. Earn points for every dollar spent. Codes Dispensary, now open in Steele, Missouri. Supreme cannabis that's worth the drive. Learn more at codesdispensary.com. That's codesdispensary.com.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Fiveash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
After a car accident, money is on the line, and that's why one call can change everything. NST has spent over 35 years fighting for Memphis families and winning big. The call is free, and you don't pay unless we win. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000.
This traffic brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon, T-Dots out here working with a couple of accidents. Just busy where you would expect this time of day, trying to get down through Midtown on 240 southbound at South Parkway. It's heavier than it was 15-20 minutes ago on Sam Cooper. Certain sections there going outbound, trying to get back up on the interstate there off Sam Cooper. A steady flow of traffic now pushing eastbound on I-40 out into Fayette County here, passing 269. Hey, don't let the slipping transmission make things worse on your car or truck. Having transmission problems, it's okay. Come to Amco Transmissions, 2 locations here in Memphis. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, with John Harden, weekdays from 11 to 1. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet at 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
back in Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. We got to talk some Grizzlies, and joining us now. Yeah, a lot has happened over the last week. DeMichael Cole, Grizzlies beat writer over at the Commercial Appeal. He joins us now. Well, DeMichael, we know where we've got to start with you. A week ago today, it became official. Ja Morant traded to Portland. In return, Jeremy Grant, Chris Murray. What did you make of the trade that we saw a week ago?
Yeah, it was an interesting one, but I mean, we figured, at some point relatively soon, Ja was going to be moved, right? Mm-hmm. The intent was there throughout the trade deadline. Didn't happen then. The intent never changed. The intent was still there going into the offseason. It didn't happen before the draft. So you knew it was going to happen either before or right around the time of free agency. Again, the main thing in that deal, we talked about it, you weren't going to get the Desmond Bain package. You weren't going to get the Jaren Jackson Jr. package. So at that point, I think it became kind of how can we maneuver through this from a salary standpoint? From the standpoint of it's not about the players that you get back. It's more about the flexibility that you have going forward. So, yeah, you get a player in Jeremy Grant who has a player option after these upcoming seasons, probably going to pick up, and then, boom, you're off of that contract. But at the same time, we talked about how the Grizzlies have this young core in place, and you want to kind of be positioned, so to speak, to go star hunting, to add on to your young core. That's what all the championship caliber teams do. We see the San Antonio Spurs. They went and got De'Aaron Fox. They didn't win the championship, but that was a move that, I mean, arguably if he was healthy, that series would have went a little bit different, with the New York Knicks. We saw with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They went out and acquired a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They went out and acquired even closer to the championship level when they were the number one seed. They went and got Alex Caruso because they had that flexibility because of those guys on the rookie contracts. I believe the Grizzlies are hoping to put themselves in a similar position. You move off of Josh 2 years, $87 million. You move off of Santi, $17 million that he's due this upcoming season, and then a team option after that. And you get A.J. Johnson's much smaller contract back in return. So the Grizzlies are positioning themselves, even with the Isaiah Stewart contract, once that trade becomes official, there's an option after this upcoming season that they could potentially decline if they want to. The Grizzlies will be in position next offseason. If they want to say, hey, if Casey Wallace doesn't sign some big extension this offseason, he's going to be a restricted free agent next year. And you better bet some teams are going to test OKC and see if they're going to be willing to pay that number and go high up in the tax. And they're probably not going to be willing to do that. But I'm just looking at it as a situation of you move off of the job contract, you keep your flexibility moving forward, and you put yourself in a position to kind of create sort of a championship type of window, a contention window.
DeMichael, this front office is on a roll since lottery night, isn't it?
Yeah, everything's making sense, and that's what it comes down to, man. Look, a lot of the stuff that we see, it frustrates me, guys, because I think people make this job out harder than it has to be. Not just speaking specifically to GMs, but roster building to me just is about parity. It's about, hey, if you got this type of guy at this position, you need that type of guy at this position. It's not as simple as let's find 5 20-point-per-game scorers, let's roll the ball out, and let's go win a championship. It doesn't work like that in this sport. Sure, in baseball, you can go get 9 guys who can hit 25 home runs, and you're going to have a really good team. But it doesn't work like that in basketball. It doesn't work like that. You can't have just straight guys who hit homers, just straight sluggers. You need some guys who are going to get on base and going to get the base hits and things like that. So I think, with this roster, like you got a Cam Boozer, and how that works is, there's the point guard situation, for example. You got Scottie Pippen Jr., combo guard. Ty Jerome, combo guard. Both these guys are known for playing off the ball just as much as they play on the ball. But the beauty in the situation as it's currently set up is Cam Boozer is pretty much a point guard in a power forward's body. So the way he play makes and the way he can create opportunities for himself and teammates, it kind of alleviates some of the pressure off of the point guards. And you don't have to have, a John Morant or a Trae Young or a Luka Doncic dribbling the ball for 15 seconds trying to create for guys, because you have a guy, like Cam Boozer who's going to draw doubles and he's going to make the right pass. So it's all about parity. And yes, they don't have the quote-unquote long-term answer at point guard right now, but they have a playmaker in Cam Boozer. They have guys who can have secondary playmaking chops. And, they're doing a really good job so far building this roster. You can see the potential with it. It's just about continuing to stack the pieces and put yourself in position.
Are they just busting at the seams and knowing what they have in Cam Boozer?
Oh yeah. That's the guy. They wanted him. That's the guy they wanted, and they got him. That first game looked really good. It's just building up on it from here.
I've seen enough.
Yeah.
Do you think he should play more?
I think he should play more.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should play more. Now, not from the standpoint of, oh, he's too good, we need to see more. It's not that. It's just I think the NBA is such an adjustment even for the best player. You know, he needs to play so he can get a little bit more, more reps with the spacing. You probably won't. The summer league isn't. You're not going to see the pace of the NBA regular season games, but you get a little bit of it, right? They're going to get up and down. We saw him take a few 3-pointers. I think he took 3 3-pointers, made 1 pure net. So just get a better idea. I remember I was talking to Zach Edey, and he was like, the spacing is the biggest adjustment, learning how to play to angles, right? Cutting guys off here, cutting guys off there. And I think, look, even though he's terrific, he's talented, we know he's going to step on the floor and be one of the better players on most nights. But I think the reps will be very beneficial, not just for him, though, for his teammates. Yeah, I mean, the Grizzlies got a guy, and we saw it, in this game where they see him still in the post, throw the ball to him and get out of the way, because the ball might come right back to you. The ball's not dead when it comes to Cam Boozer, and when teammates realize that, they're going to feed him the ball, because it's not just it's when it goes to his hands, it's over. It could come right back to you.
You mentioned that Santi Aldama trade. When it doesn't look like that one has been officially finalized yet, when do you think we get that news? And when it does become finalized, if everything sticks how it is right now, do you think A.J. Johnson will join the Grizzlies in Summer League?
Yeah, a lot of moving parts. Another trade that isn't finalized is the Isaiah Stewart deal. So what could happen, and guys, I don't want to twist your brains up too much, because it gets real weird. So the Isaiah Stewart trade can be taken in a couple different ways, right? You can take in Isaiah Stewart into the $29 million, $28 million trade exception that was created in the Jaren Jackson Jr. deal, but I don't think the Grizzlies want to do that. This situation with the Santi Aldama trade, stick with me here, the Dallas Mavericks have a trade exception of, I believe it's $20.8 million, but they had a trade exception that was created from the Anthony Davis trade to Washington. So Dallas was able to is going to be able to absorb Santi's contract with that, which creates a $17 million trade exception for the Grizzlies, which would allow the Grizzlies to keep the $29 million trade exception and take in Isaiah Stewart with the trade exception in the Santi trade. So what I'm basically saying is the Isaiah Stewart trade isn't finalized. The Santi Aldama trade isn't finalized. It's very much a real possibility that all of this could be bundled together. So that's what you're seeing, kind of like, look, the trades are going to get done, right? It's just kind of working out, fine-tuning this thing, because the Grizzlies want to keep the access to that big $29 million trade exception. They can keep that. That's going to be a big asset that they could potentially use, whether it's the trade deadline all the way up until, that point. So they want to keep that asset and keep that around. They may use it sometime in the very near future, but with the Santi trade, you could create a $17 million trade exception, which you could potentially bring in Isaiah Stewart with that. So these two trades aren't finalized, and we've heard about both of them for a while now, because they're still working out the kinks. That deal, the Isaiah Stewart, Santi Aldama deal, it could turn into like a 4 or 5 team trade where everyone's bundled in together. So that's basically what we're waiting on, guys, because it's all about just kind of cap maneuvering and figuring out the fine-tuning of the thing.
Santi Aldama got a fair shot in Memphis. There's a place for him in this league, but I don't think he's one that's going to make you really regret it someday.
No. And look, when he got the deal, when he got the 3 years, 51, it was very much a tradable contract off the jump. You see that type of deal, that is very much a movable contract. There's a team option after this upcoming season. So the Grizzlies kind of protect themselves from that standpoint. Santi's a solid player, right? We've seen him. Double-digit scorer, solid shooter, confident player, got some playmaking chops to him, as a guy who's going to put the ball on the floor. But his identity didn't fit with the direction that this team's going in. They're getting gritty, right? They're getting these big, get the ball off the glass, and it's a little different. It's a little different roster makeup, and I think the Cam Boozer, Isaiah Stewart, Zach Edey, like those guys fit the mold of the direction that the Grizzlies are going in more than Santi did. So again, we started this conversation off talking about lineup parity, putting the right pieces together. Santi at a different time would have been a great piece for the Grizzlies. I remember when the Grizzlies didn't have a bunch of shooters, after that 2021-22 season, we were talking about, man, Santi Aldama takes that step forward. He's going to be that shooting big that the team needs. Well, guess what? You got Cam Boozer. He can shoot the basketball. Zach Edey isn't shooting it a lot, but he's capable. You got some other guys who are going to factor in that can play the four, that can step out and shoot the ball a little bit. So that's not as much of a need with this roster. So you're able to kind of tweak the things that are important. And they want the dogs. Like they're trying to go out and get those guys who can get in the trenches and be comfortable.
As best you can report, was there almost another team and another deal for Ja, or was that the going best offer?
Man, I mean, because you hear things, right, and just don't know how much validity there was to certain things. Like, yeah, there was teams involved in the process, but I think it got to a point. What I can say is, after the draft happened, I think the Grizzlies kind of, lowered the number a little bit, and that's kind of where the ball started to move along. Like, the teams that were involved earlier in the process, you started to see those teams pivot in different directions, and that's where it kind of became a realization. Like, if you're gonna get this done, you might want to go get this done. Take, whatever offer is out there that's not gonna lead you giving up any assets. Exactly.
Yeah.
The news today, Quentin Post. What did you make of the Grizzlies going out and trying to get him?
Yeah, they needed one more big, and it was a solid move getting that third big. Again, Isaiah Stewart trade isn't final, but Isaiah Stewart's going to be here, so you're going to have Zach Edey, you're going to have Isaiah Stewart, and then again, I've talked about it with Zach Edey. Like, yeah, we believe he's going to be good. All indications are next season, this upcoming season will roll around and he'll be ready to go. But what if he's not? Mm-hmm. What if something flares up? What is your plan in that case? And now you have your quote unquote insurance policy, right? You got Isaiah Stewart. He started a lot of basketball games. He was probably going to make an all defensive team last season if he played a couple more games. Didn't he have that suspension and all that stuff? So, and then you get a backup in Quentin Post, who started some games with the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, he's not probably a great rim protector and rebounder, but he's shown to be a capable player on a decent Warriors team over the last couple of years. So that's a solid third big. Kind of how we saw Jay Huff, right? Jock Landale, I think that's the role they wanted for him, but with all the injuries and stuff, he was kind of forced to play a different role. But I think the role that was assigned initially to Jock Landale, the role that Jay Huff played in his short time here, is that third big, come in, pop 2 3-pointers, give you a little spark. When a guy goes down, like Zach Edey misses a couple games, you can survive 2, 3, 4 game a week stretch. But Isaiah Stewart as your starting center and having Quentin Post as your backup, so you get a little flexibility there. Good size in the front court to go with Cam Boozer and whatnot. So it was a solid move for a third center. They definitely needed that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they don't. And you don't expect Golden State to match this, do you?
No, I don't expect that to be the case. I've been talking to people about it all morning, and it seems like that's just Memphis put Golden State in a tough spot, and it's weird because you haven't seen many deals over the years where restricted free agents sign offer sheets and teams don't match them. Mm-hmm. But Memphis found a unique situation where Golden State is star hunting. Mm-hmm. Golden State, we saw Draymond Green declined his player option, surprisingly to some people, but they needed that space to be freed up so they can go out and make some moves. And picking up that Quentin Post offer sheet would kind of handicap them a little bit. So this would all be for nothing. I don't think Quentin Post, in their mind, is an important enough player to kind of deter from the plan that they have in place.
DeMichael, when will we see kind of wholesale this roster start being pared down from in the 20s to just in the teens?
Oh boy, it's gonna be a little time. I think you're gonna start to see a couple more moves that'll take place as we work our way through this free agency acquisition window right here. I think something's gonna happen with Xavier Caldwell-Pope. sometime here in the near future. We'll see kind of where the Grizzlies end up on the Taj Gibson front. He still has a non-guaranteed deal there. You mentioned A.J. Johnson earlier. Chris Murray, I think we'll be curious to see what happens, particularly in those situations. So, just a couple moving pieces, a couple moving parts right now, but they're definitely going to have to get the numbers down, even down to the two-way contracts, right? You got Jamal Meshack, Javon Small, Carson Cooper out of Michigan State, who played some minutes off the bench as a center in the first Summer League game. Is going to play some, for the rest of Summer League, but you got Richie Saunders. Where does he fit in? So you're probably not giving him a standard contract right off of the jump. Do you put him on a two-way? Do you give him the Jamal Meshack treatment last season where he pretty much started in the G League until an opportunity presented himself for him to go on a two-way contract? So you got a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving pieces, but I tell you what, the Grizzlies are nowhere near done making moves this offseason. I think you're going to see more things start to happen here in the next couple of days, and then once those other trades, Isaiah Stewart gets finalized, the other deal gets finalized with Sponti and A.J. Johnson as well, then you're going to see even some more moving pieces with this team.
You mentioned Carson Cooper. I thought he looked really good off the bench in that first Summer League game, but we talked about Boozer in the Summer League. A couple of other key pieces on this the Summer League team. Cedric Coward played about 25 minutes on Saturday. Taylor Hendricks played about 12 minutes on Saturday. More guys in there, but with Cedric Coward, a lot of people talking about what they want to see from him during Summer League, what they expect in Summer League. What do you think the process is for him throughout these next couple of weeks at Summer League, and what do you want to see from him?
Man, there's not much I have to see from Cedric Coward in Summer League. We saw this guy average over 13 points a game, play efficient basketball, and play winning basketball. There are certain things, I call it, fine and kind of organizing your game, developing signatures. Some of that would be good to see from him. And to me, it's pretty simple. Like, I think the one thing a lot of people have been talking about with Cedric Coward is they want to see him get the playmaking chops, right? You want to see him play on the ball more. And Desmond Bain always comes to mind when people say that. And it sounds good in theory, guys, but just be honest, there's one Desmond Bain. There's one Desmond Bain. And the reason I say that is because Desmond Bain's not the only player. This isn't some, magic-proof way of throwing a guy out there in Summer League, put him on the ball, then he just comes back, a whole different player. It doesn't always work like that. You know why? Because they did the same thing with Zaire Williams. It went terrible.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with Jalen Wells. It was a little bit better than Zaire Williams, but guess what? It did not look good. There was a reason when the season started, all that pick and roll he was running in Summer League, it was scrapped. You didn't see much of that anymore. So the point is, maybe that's just not the role for him at this point in time. Like we saw, there are other strengths to his game that can be emphasized, and for me, it's playing out of that high to mid post. Coming into the league, that was a strength of his. When you put him in that high mid post, go look at his college highlights. Go look at the college tape. This guy was a phenomenal, efficient player from inside the 3-point line, and a lot of his work was in that area, posting guys up, turnaround, facing them up. He had that 7'2" wingspan, and when you put those smaller guards on him, he can take advantage. They tried it early in the season last year. For whatever reason, they pivoted. He didn't get many opportunities. We saw it in that first Summer League game a little bit. There was one time he dribbled it off his foot, turned it over, and I think he went away from it. But if you put him in those situations, you still get the playmaking shots. You allow him to work out of that high post. How many times have we seen players do this? Whether it was LeBron James early in his career when he started dissecting defense, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, even you go to the power forward position, guys like LaMarcus Aldridge, David West, the list goes on. Guys get the ball in that area of the floor, and they're going to force the defense to make a decision. And they're going to play off of that, or they're just going to get to the bread and butter. And I want to see him develop that bread and butter. That's something that can help his playmaking, just like dribbling the ball up the floor, playing out of a pick and roll. He's definitely proven that when guys bring help and whatnot, he knows how to make the right pass. So that's something I want to pay attention to. I want to see Cedric Coward get the ball in that area. That's something East Lowe's pointed out to me in the past. Let's see if he can kind of create some efficient opportunities for himself and his teammate while working out of that area.
DeMichael, barring something really, really, really big, our regular Monday visits with you stop today, and we'll start back in October. We'll see you out at the golf tournament, but that will leave me with two questions for you, one NBA related and one the Big Orange related. NBA, when we talk to you in October, where will LeBron be, and who do you want to see first snap for the Tennessee Vols at quarterback this year?
Ooh. Let's start with LeBron James. Where will LeBron James be? Man, I still get the feeling that he doesn't want to go too far from, I think it's about winning. I think Philly is a perfect situation to go into. I think that's the perfect situation. They still have that opening at the 4 if he wants it.
Too.
But I really think he's probably going to talk himself into going to Golden State and that situation over there. I'm going with the young gun. I know a lot of people like McIntyre. I want to see what Brandon.
Me too.
What Brandon Faison. Yeah,
I
really
want to see Brandon out there first snap.
I want to see what Brandon. Look, that's a big arm, Brad. That is
and
a
not
big
necessarily
arm.
against Furman, but the next week for Tennessee when they play at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, the hype for offense is quarterback friendly. Look, they're going to emphasize the run game, especially with the backs they have. Bishop, Morris, like they got some solid running backs in there that'll take the pressure off. Offensive line should be decent. You get David Sanders back in there. So, look, I think early on you got 2 young quarterbacks, but they'll be positioned to look. Brandon Faison has a big arm. He has a big arm. I'm ready to see.
And a big boy, 6'4".
He's a big boy. Yeah. So those are my two predictions.
Now Tennessee had a quarterback from the state of North Carolina a long time ago, and Heath Schuler, a great college quarterback.
Yeah, I heard that name before. I definitely heard that name. So.
DeMichael, last thing before we let you go, Walter Clayton and Kareem Lopez, what have you heard about these injuries? Do you expect to see him in Las Vegas?
Yeah, so, look, my injuries for the most part, I know people get alarmed when they hear these things, but again, Summer League, you got all these guys playing minutes and whatnot. Like, sometimes it's just not important to press the issue with these guys. But yeah, they're going to get reevaluated, both players, after Salt Lake City. So you got this back-to-back here. You got a few days off, and then you play the 10th, and then you got a couple days off, and you play the 13th. So there's some time, for the Grizzlies to figure that out. But I definitely think, we'll see Kareem Lopez. I haven't heard much on the Walter Clayton front, but I think we'll see Kareem Lopez for sure. And I know that's the one that people probably want to get the first look at the most.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot on social media on Saturday when they said he was out of. Okay, here we go again. We're doing this
that's
again.
How it goes.
But, hopefully we get a good look at him in Vegas. But DeMichael, as always, thanks
Great
so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, have been fantastic all year long, and we'll talk to you again in October.
All right, take care, guys.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, DeMichael.
Michael Colt joining us to talk the Grizzlies. Been with us every single Monday afternoon since the start of the season for the Grizzlies. Always so
we'll
good
see
with
him at
us.
the golf tournament.
We absolutely will. The golf tournament's kind of where you check in with everybody. You kind of see everybody maybe that you haven't seen in a while, haven't talked to in a while, and then we get on with the football season and everything there. But Grizzlies back in action tonight. ESPN against the Jazz. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll get Cam Boozer and Darren Peterson against each other later tonight. Again, 8 o'clock. A lot of Summer League games tonight. Starting at 6 o'clock with Hawks and Thunder. Ending 9 o'clock with Bucks and Kings. So, good look at a lot of these teams tonight in Summer League. But we're going to get to a break here in a second. Before we do that, let me remind you that this third and final hour brought to you each and every afternoon by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet. Dobbs family, an old established name, is back in the car business in Memphis. Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, located at 7850 Highway 64 in Bartlett, offering a full selection of new Chevrolets and quality used cars to meet every need and budget. Head out there and check out those beautiful new vehicles like the 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500, the 2026 Chevy Traverse, and the 2026 Chevy Equinox, a redesigned, rugged meets modern style vehicle with 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder gas engine. At Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, it's fully transparent pricing, no hidden fees, no games, and they cover all your needs with their service department. Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet welcomes you to a new way of providing excellent customer service. So head out to Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet in Bartlett, 7850 Highway 64, open Monday through Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can go online, view those vehicles at DobbsBrothersChevy.com, and make sure you head out there, test drive them today. Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet of Bartlett. Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk about what's trending.
Did you miss your favorite Sports 56 show?
No!
Check out the podcast, broken down hourly at sports56whbq.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like and subscribe. Never miss any Sports 56 show again with our podcasts available daily from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Take your basketball skills to the next level at Shoot 360 Memphis. Shoot 360 is a revolutionary basketball training facility that combines cutting-edge technology with gamification and provides instant, objective feedback with hands-on, one-on-one expert coaching. And now, introducing Shoot 360 Cordova, a newly renovated 50,000-square-foot facility with 2 NBA regulation-size courts, 3 high school-size courts, and 4 shooting bays with Shoot 360 technology. Memberships are now on a monthly basis. And yes, you can become a member at both locations. Whether you're an aspiring young talent, NBA player, or looking for a unique workout, all skill levels are welcome at Shoot 360 Memphis to learn proper shooting and passing techniques, improve fundamentals, and gain a competitive edge while having fun. Shoot 360 Memphis, now in Cordova and Collierville. Call them today at 901-779-3176. That's 901-779-3176. The future of basketball training is here. Shoot 360 Memphis. If wedding bells are in your future, you need an unforgettable engagement ring from a jeweler you can trust. And that's been James Gaddis Jewelers for over 60 years. With a huge selection and the best prices, James Gaddis is a master jeweler and diamondologist. Beautiful jewelry from James Gaddis is always the right choice. Choose from rings to earrings, necklaces to bracelets, and gemstones to watches. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar, online at GaddisJewelers.com and Instagram at Gaddis Jewelers. Say I do at James Gaddis Jewelers.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Napa Cafe celebrates 28 years in 2026.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner. Maybe start with an appetizer like our baked sweet peculiar peppers stuffed with goat cheese and mozzarella, finish with basil pistou, and move on to one of our cozy dishes like the double chocolate stout braised boneless beef short ribs with tonkatsu sauce and creamy mashed potatoes. Or a fresh seafood dish like our pan-roasted ginger-buttered sea bass with cilantro soy vinaigrette. I get hungry just talking about it. Don't forget about dessert, our famous sweet buttermilk pie with brown sugar sauce, or drink your dessert with one of our signature dessert cocktails like the lemon cheesecake martini, lemony, icy, frothy, and dusted with graham cracker crumbs. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. We can't wait to serve you.
Come join in and celebrate 28 years of Napa Cafe in 2026. Memphis, your Saturday mornings are about to get a little spicier. Get heaping helpings of SEC sports with the Back Porch right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM starting at 10 a.m. Back Porch features experts interviewing big-name guests, discussing big-time topics, and chopping up all things Southeastern Conference. You'll get plenty of facts, opinions, and perspective, all of it about the SEC. The Back Porch, Saturday mornings from 10 to 11, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Sports 56 traffic.
It's busy out here where you would expect, especially 240 and getting onto 385 Billmore's Parkway as we check it out live. All that traffic pushing out towards Collierville. Now try to get south of Memphis. Be careful, a little bit of radar now through there earlier on 55 in and out of DeSoto County. Hey, don't let a slipping transmission make things worse on your car or truck. If you're having transmission problems of any kind, let them check it out at Amco Transmissions. 2 locations to help you right here in Memphis. Tell them I sent you. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet at 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Come with me now. Come with me now.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we've got about 30 minutes left in today's show. We got to talk about what's trending. We're counting down until the USA and Belgium game, 7 o'clock in Seattle. It looks like a great turnout right now as they've got the pregame coverage over on Fox. A lot of supporters out there. You can kind of see in the background in some of the shots, fans making their way into the stadium or up around the stadium. And while we were talking with DeMichael, they showed a shot of the Team USA bus making its way to the stadium. I don't know what it was about that shot, Brett, but that got me fired up. I love the bus shot. Oh, man, watching those guys making their way to the stadium, it gets me fired up.
Have you decided wagers yet? You heard from your guy?
No, he probably won't send those out till about 6:30 or so, if I had to guess, right there before the game. He likes to see the lineups and kind of get a feel for everything before he gets those plays out. Shout out Buckets.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the TV rating will be tonight. It could be up there. It will not top Super Bowl or either AFC or NFC championship game, but it will everything else so far this year in sports.
Yeah, no, it will be a really good number. I've already got buddies that are texting me. They're out places watching or getting ready to watch the game later, kind of already getting their spots secured for the game. So no, it's going to be a really, really fun night, and we'll see if the United States can get it done.
And the United States has done a great job hosting, but it would not have this feel if it wasn't parallel with the team's success. This has made it a lot better.
No, it definitely has. I mean, I think you would have seen, regardless, a little bit of a boost just because it is here in the United States.
We were going to be good hosts.
Sure. And you would have had that interest from people just because it was in the United States. But, yeah, I mean, the fact that the USA is playing extremely well so far, that has driven a lot of the excitement, a lot of people to really rally around and say, all right, let me take a look at this whole World Cup thing. But I mean, outside of the United States, these games have been awesome, and hopefully tonight's game isn't awesome. Hopefully it's pretty easy for the United States. Hopefully we don't need any theatrics late in the game like we've seen in some of these. I want to just be nice and easy. Give me like a early goal or something, and then nothing after that. I'd be fine with 1-0 in like the 30th minute.
Two things. Fact to sports.
What's that?
Never easy. Winning never gets old.
No, but I'm not saying like that. I'm just saying I want it clean and easy. I would like for an early goal and then everything kind of just fall on like maybe 2 early goals and then just
script it out.
We know that they're going to win the rest of the way. I don't want to get to like that game that just happened. It's 0-0 going into the 90th minute or whatever it was, and they score. I don't want to be going to the 90th minute
last night was
0-0.
White knuckle, and I did not care who won.
Yeah,
I think I was.
That game was ridiculous. The ref was so bad.
I was a little more for Mexico by being the host country.
Sure.
And it just felt like it meant so much more to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean they were certainly
and
fired
England,
up. Yeah, I mean, no, I'm never gonna root for England. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, that was kind of ridiculous last night. I mean,
the refs in this, do they get worn out by the coaches and the players and the fans though?
Oh, I thought we were gonna have a brawl on the bench.
I did too
last night.
And I don't mean it ugly, but I thought that could be in defeat the stadium that lost it.
Oh, well, hey, again, you saw how much security they had posted up down there. I mean, they were ready to roll.
I just want to speak on behalf of referees because I do referee basketball. The fans and the coaches and the players will drive you wild.
Oh, yeah. No, they definitely
I don't know how anybody at any level would do it. It was always the hardest job out there, and at the higher levels, all the replay made harder. I didn't know this about FIFA, and I like this. I know it's not going to happen in other sports. When they go to review, nothing's in slow-mo.
Well, it's not supposed to be, but they slowed down the Balogun one, supposedly. That's what I heard.
Well, was that the hang-up?
Yeah.
Was that the technicality?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Johnny.
That's supposedly. I mean, like I said, I haven't read into it all. I don't really know exactly how in the weeds they got, but I just saw some people on social media saying that they slowed that down.
If you didn't slow all these down to like we do, we would move on a little quicker and not as much as would get overturned.
No, I agree.
But we're trying to get it right, aren't we?
I guess so.
I guess.
I guess.
I could live without it all.
But no, Jared, one thing you'll learn about me, I'm very pro refs. That ref last night in the World Cup game, he was terrible. He was so bad.
I got you. And speaking on behalf of refs, there are terrible refs.
They're bad refs.
There are terrible refs. But the refereeing is the only job where you're doing a good and bad job at the same time.
That's right.
I think
the best are the one you don't recognize. You don't even know they're out there.
Right.
I think for me, I think I can be more critical about the soccer refs because I don't know what's going on. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring out the game. Basketball or something like that, I'm like, hey, lay off. Yeah, that was a good call. Calm down. Soccer, I don't know what's going on. I saw those replays last night. He gave the red card out. Then he awarded a penalty kick to Mexico. I was like, what is going on out here? I mean, neither of those, I think, should have been called what they were called. But hey, whatever. They didn't need him. I mean, you were playing. England's out there playing, 12 men.
I'm a big ref defender. Umpire, referees, everything.
We both are.
We both are. Because even when it's a really horrible error, I think it's human error.
Sure.
I don't think it's any there. I don't think there's any thumb on the scale there.
No, and I'm never
I
gonna.
blew it.
Yeah, I'm never gonna say it's someone's got the fix in or anything like that. But hey, if you made a bad call, I'm gonna call you out on it.
Unless it was 2000 and the 2010s and you played East basketball when they had Penny Hardaway coaching, or you playing one of the Lawson brothers and they got the referees in the back pocket. But other than that, it's human nature in refereeing.
That's right.
And it's so hard as a referee because, and like I'm gonna keep referring it back to basketball because that's the only sport I referee. There are refs that tell themselves they have to tell themselves going into the game, do not call so much, because as a player and a coach and a referee, I have to tell myself don't call so much or the game is gonna go by slower.
Mm-hmm.
You can turn a 30-minute game into a 2-hour game just because you want to call everything.
Sure can.
Yeah, and then it becomes a free throw shot.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it absolutely does. So it's going to be fun tonight to see what the U.S. can do tonight against Belgium, again, 7 o'clock on Fox. That game will get started. Get in price up in Seattle, $1,600. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
That's out of my league.
Yeah, no, that is out of my league as well. Some other news that came out this afternoon, international news, I guess you could say. Nikola Jokic is playing for Serbia right now. The FIBA World Cup qualifiers going on right now. After his game with Serbia, he was asked about his future in the NBA. He said that he is going to wait until next summer and plans to sign an extension with the Nuggets, wants to spend his entire career in Denver with the Nuggets.
He speaks.
So, yes, he does speak. Yeah, he's a little more chatty when he's with the Serbian team than he is with the Denver Nuggets.
Jovic or Jokic?
Jokic.
Okay, because Nikola Jovic has been balling out too. He had 32 points the other night.
This is Kitch.
He's a good player.
This is a franchise.
I love watching these guys play international basketball. They are some of these guys take it to a different level when they get that international jersey on.
Because whenever Schroeder is playing for Germany,
Schroeder is certainly one of them.
Schroeder looks like Nick Van Exel when he's playing for Germany.
No, he is a different monster when he's got that German jersey on, which is a little weird, but hey, good for him, I guess. But so Jokic, we'll see maybe if that comes to fruition and he ultimately stays with the Nuggets for his entire career. DeMar DeRozan, he was waived by the Kings earlier this afternoon. He will become a free agent. It sounds like some suitors already lined up for him, but we'll see.
He can be very selective, can he?
Oh, he absolutely can be very selective, and we'll see. Who are some of those teams that show interest in him, and where he ultimately lands.
Where's he fit?
Well, I think he fits in several places.
You know what, Brett? I was gonna ask you and Brian that same question. Where do y'all see him fitting?
I mean, it's a good question. Go ahead, Brett.
Miami.
I can see him in my. I mean, I think he's a good player. I think he can fit a lot of places. Like it's gonna be a contender. I know that for a fact. I mean, he's not coming to Memphis.
No.
But I think he could fit in a lot of different places.
Denver.
He could fit in Denver.
Can I give one?
Come on.
Golden State.
Well, but that's the thing. He's going to have to sit and wait if he wants to go to Golden State.
Why so?
I mean, do you think they can take him, LeBron, AD, with everything else they got
get
on the
decision
roster?
this week, though, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, and you know the Wizards, they're not just letting AD go for nothing. They really don't want to let him go. But you can have DeMar DeRozan work on that team and move Pods to the bench.
That's true.
And Pods come off the bench with.
But I'm more talking about contract wise. I don't know if they can make all that work. If they bring in AD, if they bring in
want to make
LeBron,
it work,
it's Porzingis' fault.
They can get funny with the numbers.
Yeah, they can. They definitely can. But where do you think we end up?
LeBron news this week?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know with LeBron.
Well, I think it has to be because you got so many other people waiting.
It's LeBron though.
I know, but I don't think he wants to make it that big a show. I know he doesn't mind.
I don't know.
Some show.
It's LeBron. Where do you think he lands?
I want Philly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I want him in Philly. I really don't. I think it's real weird if he's in Philly.
But doesn't it kind of happen everywhere where he is? Because
I'm saying I don't like that roster as much if you throw LeBron in there. I think
that coach.
I think it's tricky. No, he's a great coach. I don't know. I think it's gonna be Golden State. I think it's always been Golden State. I think it's always gonna be Golden State.
Not for LeBron, but DeRozan in Toronto again.
Yeah, and obviously you got Kawhi going back up there. That could certainly be fun. Heck, I mean, 76ers could be interesting with him. I mean, like I said, I think DeMar DeRozan is one of those players. He fits a lot of different places. I think would be good a lot of different places. Last year played 77 games for Sacramento, averaged about 19 points a game, so he can still score. He can still be effective. And so, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of teams that line up for him and try to get him. We'll just see where that is. But obviously, like you said, spent a lot of time in Toronto. So definitely could see him go back there.
How many screens open for you tonight? Tell me what all's on them.
Oh, it's probably just 2. I'll probably have Team USA on the big screen. I might have
Little Cardinals thrown in.
Maybe. It'll probably be the World Cup and maybe the Grizzlies Summer League. I don't know. It depends on who plays tonight. I mean, if Boozer isn't playing, if Sed isn't playing, I probably have no interest in watching the Grizzlies tonight.
And look at all the stories on top headlines. Any site you go to right now, and you have this. Ex-NCAA hoops player indicted on $2.2 million scheme. Couple down, ex-sportsbook trader charged in hoops fixing plot. We're building they're not catching every one of them out there, every story out there, but we're building to the big story in sports and something to do with point shaving.
Yeah, no, we definitely are. I hadn't seen the DraftKings story. You brought that up during the break. I was about to ask you about that. I guess this ties in with the story that came out last year about the Fresno State gambling. So that kind of, I guess, is going to start putting a wrap on that.
But in anything, they're not catching every one of them. No. But they're going to land a big one somewhere.
Yeah, no, it definitely feels like it. But so I guess what I was saying is, this isn't like a new story in terms of a new team or a new situation out there. This is just kind of additional information on a story that we already knew, which is, I guess, on the face level good in terms of no more.
But once again, it's usually the Nevada sports book that the first fire alarm goes off.
Makes sense.
I mean, they know this isn't normal action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, hey, they're not in the business of losing money, so they know exactly where that money is and what's going on behind the scenes. This Kirk Krisa story is really, really wild. I think
it is.
This first started making headlines on Saturday and now has developed over the last couple of days, but alleged of a $2.2 million fraud scam. Quote, allegedly carried out a scheme to obtain nearly $2.2 million from multiple victims using false representations, fabricated identities, and deceptive communications, per the DOJ's news release on his
old-fashioned greed. Nothing to do with point shaving.
No, nothing to do with point shaving. At least it
nothing to do about greed.
No. But at least that's right now. I mean, if you're going out there and doing $2.2 million worth of fraud, I think I don't know where everything, I don't know where everything ranks, Brett, but I would say that and point shaving are pretty close to each other.
Got to be cousins.
They got to be related in some sense.
And a lot of this was against his own family.
Yeah, no, which is
very sad.
Really, really hate to see. But Kurt Krista has kind of been everywhere at Arizona, West Virginia, Kentucky, Cincinnati.
I wonder why it didn't work out for him.
No kidding. I know Jason Munz tweeted out earlier that Memphis was involved one of those times that he was in the transfer portal. So dodged a bullet there.
A lot of people were involved.
Oh, definitely. He's a good player. Really good player. So definitely a weird story over the weekend. But let's go ahead and get to our final break of the day. When we return, we'll wrap up today's show with Moe's Crunch Time.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Unlock your new go-to spot, Codes Dispensary in Steele, Missouri, just over an hour from Memphis. When you're ready for a legal, reliable option, they're right up the road. Explore the full menu of top-shelf products in-store and online. Short on time? Order ahead and cruise through the drive-thru for a quick pickup. Stack rewards while you stock up with Club Codes. Earn points for every dollar spent. Codes Dispensary, now open in Steele, Missouri. Supreme Cannabis that's worth the drive. Learn more at codesdispensary.com. That's codesdispensary.com.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders Roofing and Restoration. We've seen days, even what seems like weeks of soaking rain, damaging hail, and even flooding. So today, do one simple thing. Look up. If you see a water stain, bubbling paint, or discoloration on your ceiling, don't ignore it. What starts as a small roof leak can quickly become mold, turning a minor problem into a major expense. At Metro Builders Memphis, our professionals will inspect your roof, assess any storm damage, help mitigate further damage. We'll measure your roof from outer space and guide you through the repair or replacement process with an estimate on site with multiple options at that. Don't let them tell you your roof needs to be replaced when all it may need is some love. We'll give you an honest assessment so you can make the right decision for your home and family. At Metro Builders Memphis, call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717, or simply book your appointment online at metrobuildersmemphis.com.
It's time to get your backyard ready for the ultimate pool party with a little help from Family Leisure. If you've been sitting on the fence about taking the plunge with a pool, now's the time to take the dive. You want an above-ground pool? Done. Starting at $39.99, and that's with installation. You want an in-ground pool? Take your pick. They start at under $50,000. Accessorize that pool with a patio furniture set starting at just $9.99. Outdoor sectionals? They start at $12.99. In fact, all in-stock patio furniture sets are priced to move. And with select patio furniture sets, you'll get a free umbrella and base. Okay, you aren't looking to get into a pool just yet? Family Leisure has hot tubs that start at just $34.99. Get in shape or stay in shape with a swim spa starting at $16,999. Get your backyard, front yard, side yard, whatever, ready for fun. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
After a car accident, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Insurance decisions happen early. That's why one call can change everything. For over 35 years, we've won billions protecting injured people. Give us a call today. We'll review your case at no cost. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Humdinger's Corporate Catering. Enjoy tacos made with crunchy slaw, grilled fish, and chicken, and the best taco sauce in town. Find out more, call Jenny Nash at 901-606-3172.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, 7450 Highway 64 in Bartlett. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! This game has always been called the world's greatest cocktail party. Do you know what is going to happen here tonight?
This is for all the biggest Crunch Time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Crunch time between the hedges.
The ball game is over, and Memphis has its first win in 16 tries. Its first win ever against its fierce in-state rival, Tennessee.
Goodbye!
It's obviously Crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin. This baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies. Well, Brett, what I learned today is that Team USA, they get started in a little bit more than an hour, and they will have Flo Balogun in the starting 11 after we got the news yesterday that he would be cleared to play and not serve his one-game suspension for the red card, which is great news for Team USA against Belgium. And we'll see how effective he is tonight. He's been so good throughout the World Cup. He scored in that last game before being sent off with the red. And you know, after getting that red card, he'll be fired up tonight and he'll want to get another goal against this Belgium squad.
Big 12 Media Days kick it off tomorrow. 8 teams on Wednesday. You know the champs will be in the college football playoff. If it's 2 teams, that's at the SEC's expense. Yeah. Quarterbacks appearing will be for Baylor, DJ Lagway, BYU's Bear Bachmeyer, UCF's Alonzo Barnett, Colorado's Julian Lewis, Houston, Connor Wegman, Oklahoma State, Drew Mestemaker, Arizona, Noah Fafita. Some really good quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, really, really good quarterbacks, and should be a lot of fun. Even though it still feels early, it'll be fun to hear a lot of these coaches
Avery
talk.
Johnson. Hope they don't get in a fight over
right.
it.
Well, yeah, no, you got to be gotta be careful out there at Kansas State. But no, should be really, really fun over these next 2 days. Well, what I could have done without, we talked about it a little bit in our last segment, but the story coming out about Kerr Kriisa. I was sitting at a party Saturday night for the 4th of July, looked down at my phone, FBI arrests Kerr Kriisa. I'm like,
Never
FBI?
good.
What in the world is going on? So we've learned more and more about this situation. As
On 4th of July?
Say that again?
Did he get arrested on 4th of July?
On the 4th of July. I'm sitting at a party, and I guess he got arrested.
He may have been at a party, too.
Might have been. I don't know. But the news started being coming out and started circulating that he had been arrested by the FBI. This story over at ESPN that was published today kind of talks more and more about it. It says he posed as his mother in one scheme and allegedly told a victim he needed money to, quote, save the family farm. I've gotten scams before, people saying they need to save the family farm. Maybe it was Kerr Kriisa. Who knows? But
it's like those email you get, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's something. He kind of went down that rabbit hole, which is a very, very strange, very, very sad story to be trying to impersonate family members to scheme people, but weird story over the week.
I could have done without. I know how mad the Waffles are about it, but too bad you just got a big dose of American exceptionalism. Go eat a waffle. If you win, It'll really be something. If you lose, go cry at the EU Capitol in Brussels.
Yeah, it's gonna be something if the United States lose this game. There will be a lot of people claiming to get the last laugh. It really will be. Where are you being tonight?
Seattle for the biggest soccer game ever. TV ratings around 33, 34, 35 million. Everyone at home after a long weekend. Should be fun.
Yeah, no, it should be a lot of fun. That's where I'm beaming as well. 7 o'clock on Fox. We'll see what this U.S. team can do. They've done a really nice job early in these games, getting out to fast starts. We'll see if that happens again tonight against Belgium.
Only 7 baseball games tonight. Yankees at Rays. That's a good one. Brewers at St. Louis for a lot of baseball over a very few days. And then the Summer League we'll be watching.
Yeah, we definitely will be. The Summer League super accessible this year with games on all the ESPN networks, on NBA TV as well. So a good opportunity.
High quality production.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a really good opportunity to see a lot of these first round picks, and you'll get a lot of that later tonight. You mentioned the baseball, kind of a shorter slate tonight, but will be some really fun games.
I've seen enough from Summer League with Boozer, but we're going to see more.
Oh, yeah, you're going to see him more. I'm really curious. Still haven't seen anything that game, again, starting at 8 o'clock. Don't know if he's going to go tonight or not. Don't know if Darren Peterson will go tonight, but the NBA would love to put those two guys against each other. We mentioned that first game.
Anything on Lopez tonight?
He's out the entire Salt Lake City Summer. He's going to be reevaluated before the Las Vegas Summer League. So I expect we'll probably see Boozer in that first game of Las Vegas Summer League. After that, it's anybody's guess. I could see them shutting him down. After that, I could see him only playing, maybe tonight or tomorrow night. Probably not both for him. Same with Cedric Coward as well. But should be a lot of fun tonight. Plenty to watch. Basketball, baseball, the soccer as well. Should be fun. Hopefully, tomorrow we come in here talking about a United States victory. They'd be going to the Elite Eight. Can we call it that? I guess we're gonna keep the college basketball sayings out there, but should be a lot of fun tonight. But that's all the time we have. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon.
Listen up, Rebel fans. Your next winning